through. Somehow he does. And still on his feet. And picks up, looks to be about 6-7 yards on the play. It'll still be second and long after the penalty. Now it looks like Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is taking its time. And the play clock is stopped at 38 while the game clock is still moving. So they got to figure that out. Because the way that is now, you've essentially got 84 seconds on the game clock. So now they reset the play clock to 25. So I'm not sure why they didn't go to, the video footage in New York and get their call on that one. I'm not sure. But Clinton is basically helpless now as Oak Ridge has gone into victory formation as the game clock is still running. The play clock is not running. Oh, okay, so they're keeping the play clock on the field. And Sharp takes a knee. It'll be third down. So once again, want to say thank you to all of our sponsors tonight, including County Commissioner Saber Beauchamp. Roll, Wildcats, roll. That's exactly what they did here tonight. Also, Heather Hartman for Oak Ridge School Board says, "Go Cats, beat the Dragons for the Ridge," and I believe that they were able to take care of that. Also, Charlie Hensley, candidate for Oak Ridge City Council, wishes the Wildcats good luck. And that's going to do it. Oak Ridge going to be able to run the clock out. Say thank you to attorney Daniel Forrester, who wishes both teams a great season in 2022. And also Mayor Scott Burton, who is rooting for the Dragons for the rest of the season, as well as tonight. And Wendy Manus for Clinton City Council says, "Make them feel fire, go Dragons." And, man, I tell you, an exciting football game tonight as Oak Ridge is able to run the streak up to 13 straight wins, and it came down to where the ball was placed on a fourth down play.
Yeah, that's what happens in close games. You know, you pay attention to everything because everything matters. What we seen tonight was a dramatically improved Clinton Dragons football team compared to three years ago. I mean, we was over there in Clinton watching them, and they couldn't hardly move the ball up and down the field without turning it over. So Coach has done a great job at Clinton, and Coach Cummings is doing a great job at Oak Ridge. Once he gets this discipline stuff kind of fixed and gets this program all kind of moving in the right direction, you better watch out, because Oak Ridge could beat anybody on any given Friday night.
Well, if you think about it, Oak Ridge has always been a football powerhouse. That's why Joe Gaddis is second in all-time wins. He achieved almost all those at Oak Ridge. Not all of them, but almost all those at Oak Ridge with the Wildcats. A winning tradition here, powerhouse football. And so you get a guy like Scott Cummins who won a state championship with West. And you put him in this position, and it's not a lateral move. It's definitely a step up. Anywhere you go in the state, if you come to coach Oak Ridge, it's a step up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oak Ridge is one of the perennial powerhouses in all of East Tennessee football, especially back in the day. And Coach Cummings is trying to turn that back around into the old ways of getting Oak Ridge back to the state championship. As you see the celebration on the field as the student section just goes crazy. This is a great environment for high school football.
It is. In student section, I don't know when it started, but they've got the themes that they do, and tonight's theme, I guess, is construction worker, and the fans can go out and cheer with the team. It's really exciting. So, any takeaway from tonight?
My takeaway from tonight is Oak Ridge is still growing, and the best is yet to come. The ceiling is very high with them. They have so much talent that the sky's the limit. Clinton is a blue-collar program that is fun to watch. Great coaching, very disciplined bunch. Had some penalties tonight, but I'm telling you right now, that Clinton bunch is tough, and it's only going to get better for them moving down the road.
So next week we will be in Kingston, and we will have the Rockwood Kingston game. Now here's the replay. You see the line to gain. Look,
Hayward flips him, and he's clearly over.
Which hand is the ball in? It's in his right hand, isn't it? I mean, if the ball's in his right hand, and it is.
I don't know. You let us know what you see, audience. What do you see? Do you see a first down, or do you see a turnover on downs?
Because I think you go forward progress, because when he starts flipping, the ball's going to move backwards a little bit.
To me, it looks like a first down, and you see the angle of the referee. Even at that angle, he should have had a better spot than that. I mean, he clearly landed past that hash mark. I don't know. But that's what you get in close ball games. It's high school football. It's close.
Well, and the chains are just short of that 44-yard line as well.
I don't know. I don't know what the referee saw, but guys at the house, if you're seeing, let us know what you think. You might have a different opinion than us. Either way you go, the referees have done a good job tonight keeping this kind of a safe place, limited personal fouls.
Yeah.
Big rivalry game.
Yeah. They say football is a game of inches. I think that is an example of football being a game of inches. And it is. Clinton possibly coming up an inch shy tonight against Oak Ridge, 21-14. Again, next week we'll be at Kingston for Rockwood and Kingston. I didn't see the final, but Brainerd was up on Kingston 14-0, and the Yellow Jackets were able to come back and tie that one. So I'm not sure where that one is now. We'll find out with the final scoreboard show brought to you by the Free Medical Clinic. Jonathan Cox will be on standby, and they'll have all those scores on display for you. And Rockwood was up big in Roan Mountain against Cloudland, so the Tigers will be coming off of a win. So you see Oak Ridge's schedule. From here they go. They've got a home game against Farragut next week, and Farragut's a tough program.
Very good passing program.
And Farragut had Maryville tonight and got thumped a little bit, but that's Maryville, so we expect that to happen. So
Oak Ridge has a favorable schedule moving forward. I know it's tough. Laxa Dobbin's been in some Carnes and Greenville and Powell, but like you said, Powell isn't the same Powell as they were with Potts and the like. So you never know what you can get. Like I said at the first ball game, that this year was the year of the Wildcats. And this Oak Ridge football team just has way too much talent not to produce. You just got to work on that discipline and make sure everybody's moving in the right direction.
You see the celebration there for Oak Ridge here from Blankenship
Gotta
Hill.
love it. Friday night, nothing better.
And again, the Friday Night Scoreboard show will be coming up directly after our coverage here ends in just a moment.
Guys, if you're in need of some high-quality beef, please give Crooked Fork Farms a call, www.crookedforkfarms.com. They have all the New York strips, porterhouse steak, ribeye steaks. Everything's USDA certified and inspected. 21-day dry-aged elite meat, guys. If you are in the market for some farm fresh meat, give Crooked Fork Farms a look up on social media. at crookedforkfarms.com. 865-206-7560. Farm fresh pork and beef, jellies, jams, sauces, anything that your heart desires and your tongue craves, we can supply you at Crooked Fork Farms.
What is the worst finish to a steak, and why is it well done?
Well, you got to taste your meat. You can't have well done meat.
No.
Now, I'm not going to lie. If it's that old nasty meat from Walmart, I'm going to cook it till it can't hardly move no more. But if you get that Crooked Fork Farms meat, you're going to treat it delicately and just barely warm it up on the grill.
Yeah, sear it.
That's it.
Get a little crust on it, some seasoning.
21-day dry-aged meat is the highest quality that you can purchase. You're not just going to go to Kroger's and find 21-day dry-aged meat. You're going to go to the elite steakhouses and find that type of meat. So if you're interested, give us a call.
I wish you'd stop talking. I want a steak really bad. It's Friday after 10. I
tell you who's deserved a steak is this Oak Ridge Wildcat football team. They really showed out tonight and came away with a tough victory over the Clinton Dragons.
Boy, it was a lot of fun tonight. You could tell it was a rivalry and a hard-fought game by both sides. So, Clinton fans, don't hang your head. Really good effort here tonight at Blankenship Field. And Oak Ridge is only going to get better.
Clinton is only going to get better as well. I mean, both of these two teams. Anderson County football in 2022 is good, guys. I mean, look at Anderson County. Look what they're doing. Oak Ridge has got 2 or 3, some of the best talent in the country. Clinton coming along. I mean, hey, it's big-time football down here, and it's exciting.
Yep, I agree. So, I guess that'll about do it for us here at Blankenship Field. I want to say thank you to all of our crew helping us out, and thank you to our owner, Brad Jones, Tim Elrod of OAB Law for helping getting us out here. It's a final at Blankenship Field. Oak Ridge defeats Clinton 21-14. For James Gibson, I am Aaron Harvey signing off, saying so long, folks.
When your champions are always on the go, make sure their journey is safe and reliable. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can drive you to the next level of performance in this new 2022 F-150 4x4 $39,990. 2022 Explorer XLT 4-wheel drive $51,245. 2022 F-150 4x4 Super Crew $62,240.
Local you trust, performance you can afford.
Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership. I-75 exit 122 or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
we should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
Ready? Welcome to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. David Queener and Jonathan Cox will be with me just a little bit. Folks, there's no need to go without seeing a doctor. If you don't have any insurance, check the Free Medical Clinic out and go to fmcor.org and check out the Free Medical Clinic. They're in Anderson, Roan. Let me back up just a minute. Anderson, I tell you here, they're in Oak Ridge, Harriman, and Briceville, and that is Anderson Road. So go to the Free Medical Clinic if you need to see a doctor and you don't have any insurance. Let them see if they can help you out. Glad to be here tonight, week 3 of high school football. Started out to be pretty nice. Maybe some games ended in a little rain. It was raining when I left my house tonight coming to Oak Ridge, and it was rain just a little bit here. I heard him talk on the radio. I heard Jim Harris talk on the radio that it was raining in Oak Ridge, and when I got down here, it wasn't raining, but it had been raining. So I guess the Clinton Oak Ridge game had just a little rain at the tail end of it. Oak Ridge wins that game 21-14. Clinton didn't play very well. I don't think Oak Ridge can be happy neither. A lot of penalties. I don't know if it's officiating crew. I always say this, man. You don't go to a high school football game to watch the guys in the black and white shirts. I don't care what they say. They can tell you anything they want to tell you. Yes, they're a part of the game, and yes, they're appreciated, and yes, we need them. But you as a fan are not paying whatever you're paying to go to a high school football game right now, whether it's $5 or $10. All right, you're not paying to go see an official throw yellow flags all night long. And there was plenty of flags tonight. And I know a little controversy at the end. I'm sure the Clinton people will be talking about the spot of the first down that didn't give Clinton the first down. And I've watched that just since I've been here about 3 times on replay. And I can't tell you. You just can't see. You just can't see where the Clinton player come down. I mean, it looks like he's past the sticks, but in my opinion, you just can't. Not unless I'm missing something. You just can't tell where the. You just can't tell where the ball came down out where he touched that. You cannot see that in any form or fashion on the replay. Like I said, I've watched it about 3 times a night, and I've yet to be able to pick it out. So that Clinton got a first down. So I'm sure there'll be some people think that Clinton did get the first down, and he very well could have. You just can't. And remember, high school officials do not have the advantage of having to replay like I can sit here and watch it 3 times as they play it in slow motion. So Oak Ridge won the game tonight. Congratulations to Oak Ridge. And Clinton will move on. I don't know who Clinton's got next week, but they'll move on, and Oak Ridge will move on, and we'll see if somewhere down the road in the playoffs, maybe they'll match back up. But Clinton, a much improved football team this year, and I know Oak Ridge come in the game tonight with a lot of injuries. Had a lot of injuries tonight, but they came out and played the football game, and it was, 21-14 is a really good high school football game. I'm sure some people tonight seen some that were a little lopsided. So, but I think Rockwood bounced back tonight and won. I know Anderson County won. I do not know the score, but I know Anderson County won over Fulton tonight. And that's really about all I've heard so far as somebody just hearing it on the radio or something. And there'll be we'll get all the scores in here in just a little bit, and we'll give time to get them all in, and then we'll run them down to who won and who didn't win. So we'll figure that out here in just a second, okay? So let's see, we got a call. Let's go ahead and get the call. See who it is. Go ahead, caller, on the air.
Hey, Dave, buddy, glad to see you back on the show tonight.
Glad to be here.
Buddy, picked this Clinton Oak Ridge game up about halftime. Dragons look pretty good. Comes down to a few plays there they got to go back and work on, but they look pretty good. I think they're going to have a good year, Just hate to see the game come down to the end like it did, and it be the Zebras, getting TV time there to try to, get the outcome of the game to be maybe something different. Can't say that's what's happening, but it was pretty blunt there. He missed that spot on the fourth down.
He very well could have. Like I said, I couldn't tell, so he very well could have.
The camera guys there from Channel 12, they done a good job getting a good zoom in. I know they don't have replay, but I hope that guy goes back and watches it and maybe can get his mechanics down a little bit better because he missed it. Freddie could do better than that.
I understand that.
All right, buddy. Listen to the show. We'll see you later.
All right, see you, bye. Good call, on here.
Yeah, Clinton plays Cherokee at home next week.
Cherokee at home next week. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right, thanks. Okay, Clinton's got Cherokee at home next Friday night, and they'll come back home. I believe they've been on the road the last 2 weeks, so they get to come back home, but nothing to hang their heads about. They played a good game tonight, and they played a really good Oak Ridge team tonight also. So they'll move on. Oak Ridge will move on. Like I said, Anderson County goes to 3-0. They beat Fulton tonight. So I'm not for sure. I was told, and we'll ask Cox when he comes in here, I was told in the Anderson County Fulton game tonight that there was 29 flags thrown. 29 flags thrown in a high school football game. And I don't have but one thing to say about that is, wow, 29 flags. That's a lot, folks. That's a lot of flags. I mean, a lot. I don't know how many scores got called. I don't know if there's any scores affected by it, if they got called back or anything, but 29, that's a lot. Quick caller, you on the air. Hello. Quick caller, you on the air. I keep caller. You're gonna have to. You got something wrong with your phone? The volume's turned down or something, or where you speak? I can't hear you. I'm sorry, caller. I'm sorry, caller. I still cannot hear you. I know you're saying Anderson County, and it's a low. I mean, that's about all I can pick up. I'm sorry, caller. Get your phone fixed and call me back. Thank you. It's like something's wrong with their phone because it's louder than I on my end, but not loud when he speaks. So, he was saying Anderson County won something, but I couldn't hear it. So it's 35-7. Okay, let's see. This might be him calling back. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Hey, we really should have won that game.
You think so?
Yeah. They've screwed up.
The refs messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we really, you think we still can make it the first?
Yeah, I wouldn't count Clinton out right now. They're just getting started. This is the first region game of the year tonight. So, yeah, Clinton still got a chance to go to the playoffs. Just because they lost Oak Ridge doesn't mean that they don't have a chance to go to the playoffs. So, yes, Clinton's got a chance to go to the playoffs. Let's play the other 7 games here and see how many they can get of them and how many of those region games they can win. But, yes, Clinton has a chance to go to the playoffs. All right, let's see.
All right, bye.
So there's another caller. Thought the refs missed the call tonight, but like I said, I'm not for sure because I've watched it, and I can't tell you. So somebody better eyesight than me to have to make the call because the vision off the camera is just blocked. It'd be nice if those two players were not in the way so you could actually see where the young man came down. So, you don't know if an elbow came down, if his shoulder pads came down, because it flipped him over. Excuse me. And if you watch us tonight, folks, you're going to hear me do that quite a bit. I was out last week, had COVID, but I am back this week. You're going to hear me do that, so I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I'll try not to do it tonight as much, maybe. But like I said, that's when you play a rivalry game, man. Just big calls here and there, and just the swing of the momentum of the game. And it swung big tonight. Oak Ridge, then Clinton, then Oak Ridge, then Clinton, then Oak Ridge, and then in the end it wound up being Oak Ridge coming down the stretch to win the ball game. Quick call, you on the air. Okay, caller, I still can't hear you. I'm sorry. Quick call, you on the air.
Hey, Queener, it's Aaron Harvey. Just leaving this Oak Ridge Clinton game. Me and my buddy James Gibson called that for BBB Channel 12. Just wanted to talk about it for a little bit.
Go ahead, man. Hey, can I ask you a question right off the bat? This is a burning question so far tonight.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did Clinton make the first down? On replay, I cannot. I can't tell.
So when we were calling that live, it was really exciting because both teams were hitting each other in the mouth. Clinton scored to tie it, and then Oak Ridge just went straight down the field and scored, and then Clinton was responding again, and they gave the ball to Chauncey Phelps, someone who we didn't even see or call their name until the fourth quarter, and Phelps took off around the end, and he flipped, and personally, when he did it, I was excited because, of course, I want to see a good football game. I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good football game. And I called it live that he had enough for the first down. And then we had a stoppage in play for a little bit, and then I realized they were measuring, and I got really confused. I was like, what are they measuring? He clearly got that. From my vantage point, it looked like he clearly had it because he flipped forward. But one point Brad made was that once they marked it short, it was on the Clinton sidelines, and it didn't look like any of the Clinton coaches or anybody made much of a fuss about it. So I don't know that they thought that they got cheated, but personally, watching it live, I did.
I'm with you. I heard you make that call, and then watching the replay, and then I've seen it here at the station 2 or 3 times. So, just the way the players are positioned on the field for Oak Ridge, they sort of block the view, so you really don't know where an elbow or a shoulder pad or an arm or something like that might have came down. You really have no idea where he actually came down. But you're right, and now that you say that, Clinton sideline did not react anything in the negative to the spot, because I think Clinton must have thought the spot was good enough for a first down.
That's probably what it was. I thought it was too. Right before we went off the air, Brad made sure to play that replay 2 or 3 times, and as Phelps was flipping over, the top of his head, his shoulder might have hit, and as he's flipping, the ball is actually going to go forward and then kind of go backwards as it's flipping with him. And I just don't know. I don't know. The official there, when I saw it live, I thought he for sure had it. But watching it in slow motion on that replay, I had my doubts. So I'm not so certain he got it now, but I'm also not certain he didn't get it. It's just, it was right now, like inches away. And
it was a close call. It was close. Do you think that's a turning point in the game?
Well, yeah. Right before that play happened, I said, if Oak Ridge gets a stop here, it's the play of the game. And if they don't, maybe not. And Oak Ridge ended up getting the stop, and once they did that, they got one first down, and then the game was over. They could get in victory formation and end it.
All right. Man, you guys did a good job. Hey, tell me if you can answer this question. Your buddy there talks about some place that has fresh farm beef, steaks, hamburger meat. Where's that place at?
Crooked Fork Farms. It's in Morgan County. It's aged beef, USDA inspected, but they've added more stuff as well. I tell you what, man, I'll get him to bring you a sample of some of their sauces that they're going to get ready to sell too, because he's been giving us some of those, and they're really, really good. I just suggest anybody, you can go to crookedforkfarms.com, and if that's not all they do either. They do land clearing, so if you need any of that, like trees removed, anything, they can take care of it. It's a big operation that they've got.
Wartburg?
It is, yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, how was the crowd tonight? On TV, it looked like a really good crowd tonight at Oak Ridge.
Oh, it was incredible. I felt like I was really, really fortunate to be able to call a game like that, because I've called a lot of games in my life, but to be able to be there with that atmosphere, the way it was, the Oak Ridge student section was rocking, and then the Clinton side was full. You had people standing around the fence lines. It was packed. T. Higgins was in attendance. It was a really great atmosphere.
One thing about it, you didn't have a runaway ball game tonight, but you had a really close ball game, and you guys did a good job.
Well, I appreciate it. The very first game that I ever called for Channel 12, I did with you, and it was at Clinton. I filled in. It was at Clinton against Oak Ridge, and Clinton came, and they balled out in the first half, and Oak Ridge just kind of ran away with it in the second half because they wore them down, but that is not the case anymore. Clinton has made up a lot of ground with Coach Terrell Keith and his son, the starting quarterback, Joshua Keith, just a junior, so they'll have him another year, and he looks very solid. He's only going to get better. I don't know. The rivalry is really exciting right now.
All right, buddy. Hey, we appreciate you calling in tonight, man. I'm gonna check that beef place out.
Sounds good. CrookedForkFarms.com.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
See ya.
All right, see you, man. The guys that called the ball game tonight to talk about this beef place down in Morgan County, Crooked Fork Farms. Fresh homemade hamburger meat, steaks, and all kinds of different stuff, and sauces and jellies and jams and stuff that's coming forward. I'm going to venture down that way eventually, and I'll tell you for myself how it is. So from what they talk about, it sounds like a pretty good place to go get some beef if you need it. So, hey, let's jump out. Maybe when I come back, Cox will be here. Let's jump out and take our first break of the night. We'll be right back here on the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard when we come back.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law, 865-546-1111, and turn your wreck into a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. Folks, if you don't have health insurance, check these people out. Maybe they can help you. We appreciate their sponsorship here on Channel 12, but check them out. Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard is our title sponsor, and we do appreciate them out. Cox, glad you're with me.
It's good to be here. It's been a long day. It was a long night at Fulton. I think there was over. The last I checked, there was 24 penalties.
24.
In 3.5 quarters of football.
Wow.
And, of course, Anderson County was just trying to run the clock out late. They did. Anderson County, Coach Gillum, he pulled a class move. Had the ball down about the 15-yard line, 35-7. He just took a knee with about 1:40 to go on the clock a couple times, and game was over. So, seems like now at this day and time, coaches want to score that touchdown and say, oh, that kid's practiced. But at the end of the day, it was a class move by Coach Gillum to go ahead and take the knee. But it seems like tonight, a little bit of talk, just from what I hear from the close games and everything, is the officials. A lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties. I don't know how many was in the Clinton Oak Ridge game. if I was coaching on either side tonight, I wouldn't be happy with them. The ones they did have. Like I said, I don't know how many.
Yeah.
There could have been 10 or 12 or even more, but there was a bunch of penalties tonight.
Well, Coach Gaddis will be in later tonight to talk about that, and I'm sure obviously he'll try to give us a coach's perspective of where the frustration is. Do you feel like, and I think the best explanation I heard tonight from an ex-coach is when there's a run to the right and the play's going to the right sidelines, don't call a hold on the wide receiver lined up on the left side of the field. The flow of the game just gets destroyed.
Well, that guy on the left side has really no effect in the game.
No effect to the play at all.
To the play at all. So, yes, I probably could agree with you.
I
think they just think sometimes they got to call everything. I really do. I think, and I've already said this once tonight, and I'll say it again. I think sometimes they think on Friday night it is all about them, and they should be the main focus. And, yes, we've got to have officials, and, yes, they do a really good job. But you don't go to a football game. I've never went to a sporting event to watch the referees, period. I don't care what it is.
Well, and I'll say this. If there's an official shortage, why do we stick 7 officials out there when you can call football with 5 and have done it with 5 forever? We got officials that watch their show on the way back home from their games. I would love to know why we have to have 7. I guess
they think because I think the smaller classifications do go 5. I think the bigger classifications, I think they feel like they've got to go 7. My opinion. Nobody's told me this. They think they got to go 7. But you're right. If with the shortage of officials the way they are, if they cut 2 out of every game and just put 5-man crews, would they have enough to actually fill the roster up and not have to play these games on Thursday night like they're talking about? So
I can tell you this. If I was a football coach and I had all these penalties in a game, I would much rather have 10 eyes than 14 eyes. I mean, the flow of the game tonight at Fulton was absolutely awful. And I'm not talking about just like bad calls against Fulton or bad calls against Anderson County. It was flag after flag after flag. And I'm on the PA, and I made an announcement over the PA. Sorry, fans, I don't even know what the call is. He changed the call 3 different times in the middle of the call. So he comes off with a hold against Anderson County and a blindside block against Anderson County. Well, Fulton was returning the football, so I knew it wasn't a blindside block, right? Then he comes off with a hold against Anderson County and a blindside block against Fulton. Well, they picked the ball up. They're going to go spot it. Well, then he comes back and changes his call to a hold on Fulton and a blindside block on Fulton.
Wow.
And I'm talking 6-7 minutes worth of discussion going into.
And that's the next thing. I don't know if they're still wearing the little radios.
Oh, they've all got the headsets. They all got.
I don't understand why they got to trot across the field and have a 3-man conference. Why they can't do it over the radio and keep the flow. Once again, it's not about you guys. Okay? It's not about you guys.
It's hard to watch, and it's the flow is brutal.
It is.
Great calling your man. Hello.
Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, man.
Well, there's a lot of flags thrown tonight, wasn't there?
Sure was, man. I don't know how many was thrown, but there was a ton.
Let's see, there was, 20-something at Clinton Oak Ridge, and I think over 30 at AC Folk, correct?
It had to be close to 30. It was in the 26, 27 range when I asked. Big play called back for Anderson County. It was just overall. It's just disgusting.
You know, you'd think that it was at the end of the month they was trying to meet a quota with flags or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know which game. Which game did you attend?
The Clinton Oak Ridge game.
Was the flow of that game messed up as well with all the flags?
I think so. You know, and one more thing. You know, I know the work industry is short-staffed these days. I didn't know the reffing industry was so short-staffed they had to just put anybody to work like the ones they had on the field tonight. That was pretty pathetic.
My dad's been an official ever since I've been walking. And I can tell you, and I tell him this all the time, if you miss a call, it's no problem. But when does it come to the point that you realize and you understand the sport that you're calling, that you cannot interrupt the flow of the game, and therefore everyone becomes miserable?
That's true.
I agree. Well, boys, listen, y'all have a good rest of the night. I just want to just state my piece there.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question? What was the atmosphere like? What was the crowd like? David, I think, got to see a little bit of it. I was up at the Fulton, PA. Talk to us a little bit about the atmosphere there tonight at the game.
Shoot, it was good. I mean, I hadn't seen a Clinton game like that in a long time. I mean, honestly, it was good, real good.
They do a good job tonight of holding Keith down a little bit and not letting him get going.
You know, I would say they did, yeah. But, I mean, both teams played well. I mean, I hate it for both teams the way it was called, honestly. I mean, I really do. You know. But I don't have too much to say about anything but the officials. That's it.
Here's the thing: the Fulton Anderson County game, it did not determine the outcome of the game at all. But the kids are out there playing. The coaches are trying to coach, and there's no way anyone could get in a flow of the game and enjoy the game simply because of how. I mean, I'm the PA, and literally after every play, I would say, "There's another flag on the play."
Buddy, I get you. Well, man, I'll let y'all get at it.
All right, thank you, bud.
Thank you. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Anderson County won 35-7.
Okay, thank you. Anderson County wins 35-7.
Anderson County's got a good football team. That's
huge.
the first.
I'll answer your question about the crowd tonight at Clinton Oak Ridge. It's huge.
Good.
Huge. Both sides look packed, standing around the fence. Pretty good. Looked like would be. And Harvey said it was a pretty good atmosphere to call a game in tonight. Pretty good crowd there. I'd say everybody on both sides. Clinton fans showed up. Oak Ridge fans showed up. They showed up and got a pretty good ball game. Is what it looks like. But talk about Keith tonight. I didn't think he played very well in the first quarter. I thought from the first quarter on, he got a little better as the game went on. I thought Clinton's game plan sort of caught me off guard just a little bit. You know, they came out and run the ball a lot and didn't throw it very much. And I didn't think he ever got a chance to a lot of things he threw tonight was high, too. So, being under a little pressure. So,
Oak Ridge up front is good.
I mean, down the stretch, Joe.
He played.
He played pretty good down the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably ran the ball better tonight than he's ran it all year long. He probably ran more. He probably ran for more yards tonight than he threw, maybe. And I'm guessing on that. So he ran the ball quite a bit tonight. He put on a pretty good show as far as that goes. So Clinton's passing game to me was off just a little bit compared to what it's been the last couple of weeks. So you take what you got and you move on. And Clinton moves on to Cherokee next week. And I don't have any idea who Oak Ridge has got. And they move on and you just see what happens. Did Powell get beat again tonight?
Oh, it was 35-28 on my way in. They still might be playing football. That game was running slow.
It was running slow?
Maybe our officials from Fulton went over there and finished up the game.
They might have had to go over and do a little relief. Quick calling on the air.
Yeah, Anderson County ought to have a good team. I don't know who recruits more, them or Oak Ridge.
You don't know who recruits more, Anderson County or Oak Ridge?
Right.
Okay. I got you.
I'll have a good one.
All right. Well, don't know who recruits more, Anderson County or Oak Ridge.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I'm not going to comment on it either because I really don't know who Oak Ridge has got. Who's come from the outside, or I don't know who Anderson County. I mean, some of the names in Anderson County has been there the last couple of years or 3 years, so I don't. To put a pin on somebody, I don't know who you put a pin on. Clinton's got some transfers in too, so.
I was going to say, and I wouldn't.
You can't.
I wasn't going to stir the pot, but I would.
You can't go without saying back. I'm not saying Clinton recruited him because I don't know that. I'm just saying Clinton's got some transfers in.
They all do.
Everybody does, and that's just part of the game today.
But
Everybody
people want to play, and people want to be a part of winning. Coach Keith called in last week and talked about how many more kids were dressed out than they were when he first got here.
Yep.
So I don't know where they're coming from. I can't say that. Now, if you want to talk about who recruits the most, Bearden High School had 41 transfers into their school from out-of-zone kids this year.
To play sports?
41 transfers. And the guy who runs the Future Stars is the guy who's the head coach. So last year they had 0 Future Stars on their team. This year they have 14. And I know this fan obviously is, more centrally located with Anderson County, Clinton, but Oak Ridge fans, they're probably thinking, well, we got beat by Bearden last week, and we're getting called out for recruiting.
Yep. Bearden. And man, everybody does it. Come on.
Well, here's the thing. Do you really think all the kids play for Maryville and Alcoa are really Maryville and Alcoa kids?
No.
I mean, the quarterback from William Blount last year transfers and is now playing at Maryville.
Right. It just happens. What can you do about it?
And what are they going to do about it? What can Tito Westplay do about it? I honestly think it starts in the bigger school systems. It starts in the central office of those schools. If you don't want all the transferring inside of Knox County schools, don't allow the transfer.
Just don't allow the transfer. It's real simple. No. Reject it. Go to where you're supposed to go.
And I got in a discussion it's probably a couple years ago. Man, we are right on the border of being the largest school in 4A and the largest school in AA up in Anderson County. Well, if you want to stay in that smaller division, don't let so many transfers come into your school. I'm not saying just a baseball player or basketball player. I'm saying just transfers in, period.
Transfers, period, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Control your numbers if you want to complain about being the smallest school in AAA or 3A, whatever it might be. And I think if you look at Clinton right now, I would say Clinton is one of the smallest football schools. They're in 4A right now, right?
Yes. No, wait a minute.
5A.
5A.
They've got to be one of the smallest schools in 5A. They have to be.
Yeah, because they're playing with Oak Ridge and Powell, and
they have to be one of the smallest schools
in that region.
Powell has 1,600 kids. That's a pretty good firm number I can give you. I don't know how many Oak Ridge has, probably in the 1,1500s, but I would say Clinton is one of the smallest. So, not to get off topic of what's going on, I did hear Kingston made a last-second field goal tonight at Brainerd to win that game. Hopefully we can hear from Coach Pankey. I think the Kingston people, I talked to a couple of Kingston people this week, they were ready to see if they were good or, the opponent had more to do with that. So that's a big win for Coach Pankey going on the road, win the region game at Brainerd. I couldn't imagine that'd be an easy place. Powell beats Carnes 42-28.
42-28. I thought it was a little bit on the reverse side when I heard it. Carnes might have been
at one time it was 21-7 Carnes. So
typical Powell, come back late and win the ball game.
And I don't know if Potts played tonight, but he did tweet out, "I'm back." So I don't know. That might have just been one of those tweets to get everybody fired up.
Get everybody fired up and ready to go, saying he's back. So
Campbell County with a big win tonight at Lenore City. It's a region win for them to help them start maybe trying to find a way in the playoffs.
Said Lenore City's a much improved football team.
I think so.
I think they about pulled an upset last week. About to beat Loudon last week.
Yeah. Campbell County starting outside linebacker broke his leg last week.
Ooh.
Blake Roberts, George's grandson.
Uh-huh.
So he had surgery Tuesday, so he's out for the season. Tough injury. Trying to go in for a touchdown, a big guy landed on his leg.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd say that didn't feel good.
No, not at all.
What kind of numbers does Campbell County have this year? They still got pretty good numbers out up there. They're still keeping it.
Yeah, it's not as big as it was maybe 6-8 years ago, but they're still in the 55 to 65 range of football players.
Well, that's not bad at all.
Fulton dressed out 36 kids tonight. And I think Anderson County dressed out 67 or something like that, maybe 70. Yeah.
That's a pretty good amount for Anderson County.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good
But
number
that goes back to what we're talking about. It goes back to winning.
manageable.
People want to be a part of winning.
Well, I don't know anybody that likes losing.
Yeah. So it makes it easy. And kids these days sometimes look for the easy way out. So we're going to step out. We're going to take a commercial break here on the free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard. We have our special guest arriving here into the studio with us. He's probably a little happy about the spot than some of you folks have called in so far. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than being tackled by a Tennessee Titan. Give it a shot. Find a free vaccine appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
Beautiful yards make a statement, and beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
On-site care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-site care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, on-site care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-site care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roan County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Call OEB Law today and let us turn your motorcycle wreck into a check.
You got a pain in your neck, just turn that wreck into a check. Get the money you need, get the money you want. Call OEB Law.
And welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard, folks. I can't tell you how long I've waited to have Coach Gaddis on the show with us, but we've got him here tonight. We appreciate him coming in. Appreciate Cox getting him to come in. Coach, we appreciate you coming in tonight. And as I had asked you if you were missing football, you said no, you're not really missing it because you really love what you're doing right now.
I really do. I coached for 48 years, and that's long enough. I actually love the game. I loved being there tonight. I was nervous, but it wasn't nervous because I missed coaching. I was nervous because I wanted to win. And, people see me pacing, but I still want to win the game. But I don't miss coaching. I love what I'm doing. It's refreshing to do something totally different.
Big crowd tonight, too, right?
Huge crowd. Biggest crowd I've seen in a while.
And you said Clinton brought probably as many people as you can remember.
I can't remember Clinton bringing that many people. I'm sure they have, but it's been a while. And we opened up with them 7 or 8 years ago, it seemed like, and they brought a huge crowd. But they were undefeated. They're 2-0 and, played us close. And Clinton supported great, and we had a great home crowd. People lined up around the fences. It was like the old days. It was great.
That's awesome. Let's get to Coach Pankey right here. We might have lost Coach Pankey, and then we'll get back to the Clinton Oak Ridge game.
Go ahead and get it.
Quick, call you on here.
Hello?
Hey, Coach Pankey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, take us through some late game heroics we've been hearing about a little bit.
Well, we went in 14-0 at half. Played terrible. I think we had 4 turnovers, 3 or 4 turnovers first half. Just played terrible. Came back out second half, stopped them. Was able to get a big turnover. Tayshawn Hamilton, the freshman, was able to get a pick six. Then we came back and stopped them. We scored. Then there at the end, man, we got the ball and just was able to drive it downfield. And, we got about 8 seconds left to go in the game. We clocked it. I put the field goal team out there, and Colin Littlefield, man, came up big. He was able to put it right through the uprights, and, we went through the uprights with about 3 seconds to go in the game.
That's awesome, I'm sure. Now, that was at Brainerd, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that makes that bus trip home a little easier tonight.
Well, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, does Colton Airmore have y'all riding on coach buses yet?
Oh, no. We're on the Yellow Dogs tonight.
Yeah, I hear you. Who played good for you tonight, Coach?
Well, we had a few people. Number 5, Rylan Gedner. Man just played his guts out, came up big. Ended up having a heck of a second half. Kane Ladd, our junior, 36, outstanding game. Played really good on defense and offense. And then 14, Carcel Whitehead, the sophomore running back we got, had some great plays. And then, like I said, we had a freshman, Tayshawn Hamilton, had 2 interceptions, and one of them was a pick six. So, there's a lot of different guys that play good, but those guys, and of course Connor Littlefield on the winning field goal, those guys really stuck out, just gutted it out and played a great second half.
Coach, now who do you have next week?
We got the Tigers of Rockwood.
Okay, so that's non-region, correct?
That's non-region, yeah. We got Rockwood this coming week, and then we pick back up region play, I think, with I think it's either Sweetwater or McMinn Central. I can't remember. It's one of the two.
So next week, Rockwood at Kingston. It's the OEB Law game of the week. Coach, we'll let you enjoy the win, and we thank you for coming out. Coach,
can you hear me?
Yes, he can hear you.
Coach Pank,
Can
you hear me?
There you go. Put that in. He can hear you.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Joe Gaddis, congratulations. I was on the sidelines keeping up with scores, and I saw when you were down 14-0, and I was worried. But congratulations on a great comeback win. These guys don't know this maybe, but we coached together in the All-Star game this past about a year ago, and Coach Pankey's a great guy, great coach. I can see why the kids love him over there. But congratulations again, Coach.
Well, hey, Coach Gaddis, man, as always, great to hear your voice. We need to hook up and get together sometime, man. I love to spend a little time with you and talk a little football, man. I appreciate you giving me the shout out.
Will, and I'll call Colt and tell him you and I need to have a conference about a week long after the season's over.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Hey, you guys have a great Labor Day weekend.
Bye-bye. You too, Coach.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Coach Bacon, thank you, buddy. Have a good night.
Hey, you too. Go Giants.
Yes, sir.
Great guy right there. Everybody likes him, and I know why after coaching with him for a week. He's just a
Go ahead,
fun
caller.
guy.
You're on the air.
Coach Cummins.
Yes.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. We got you loud and clear. We got Coach Gaddis here on our call-in show tonight.
Congratulations, Scott.
What's he doing there? I'm the coach now.
You're on the phone. See, when I was coaching, I was never invited here. I was always on the phone. So now that I'm not coaching, the only way you can get on this panel, Scott, is to stop coaching.
You just told one, Coach.
Hey, many more nights like tonight, and I'm eight.
Absolutely. Hey, Coach, take us through. Coach Gaddis, obviously, you talked about the atmosphere, but that's your first Oak Ridge Clinton game. Obviously, the Clinton crowd was good. Oak Ridge crowd was good. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere and the experience tonight.
Oh, man. First of all, I'm jealous of Coach Gaddis that he has gotten off that bus and done the Walk of Champions arriving at Blankenship so many times, because that was really cool. That was a great experience for me, and you just feel it. You know, you just feel the tradition. And then walking down those stairs before the game, and all of our community kids and stuff lining the staircase to give you five going down, like, it really, truly is special.
I was one time I got lucky. I texted Coach about an hour before a game, and one of our camera guys for 5-star, the first year we did it, could not get there. And, of course, Mike Blackerby can't turn his cell phone on. So I said, Coach, I need to come in and do a video real quick. Are you okay with that? And he said, come on in. And I got to go in and experience his pregame speech and then videoed you all walking down, and it was incredible. So, Coach, that's awesome. Hey, talk a little bit about your players tonight, who played well for you all, and give us a rundown of the game.
Well, defensively, a lot of kids did, you know, and there's a lot of credit for tonight's game's got to go to Clinton, too. They had a good plan for us. Josh Keith, the quarterback, you know, he is such a good athlete, and he's got great feet. He can run, and I've never seen a kid that, with his stature, that could throw with such velocity and spin it like he does. He's a special talent. He really is. And they got some dudes around him this year to throw it to. So it was a really good team win, you know, to hold them to 14 points. It wasn't pretty all the time, but at the end of the day, we did it. You know, we held them to 14 points, and that's a team that's already scored a bunch, but going to score a bunch more, you know, this year. And, you know, defensively, I thought they had a good plan for us, but we got to get better, man. It's just, you know, our snaps, we had issues with snaps tonight and you know, we did not play a clean game, but I tell you what, we got a kid named Jarvis Dozier, and he is a special talent of our own, and that kid, he's one of the top running backs I've ever had. He really is. He can run with power. He can put his foot in the ground and cut. He's got great vision. Just a really, really special running back.
Coach Gaddis has probably got to see a few good running backs wear the Oak Ridge Cardinal, right? Not maroon, Cardinal.
Yeah, I've seen a few good ones, but he's right. The Jarvis Dozier is a great running back. He's right up there with some of the best of them.
I got to watch you all scrimmage Fulton, Coach, and he was a man that evening. He runs hard and he plays hard, and your team played super hard that night. So, Coach, congratulations. Coach Gaddis, you got anything else for him?
No, congratulations, Scott. Having your first game at home against Clinton, Blankenship Field, and that kind of atmosphere, I'm really happy for you and our team and our program. And those kids get to experience something like that. It's just tremendous.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. And I tell you what, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. You know, we're out 5 starters. We had 3 of our 4 starting defensive backs are not even dressed.
because of injuries. And all three of those guys in the secondary rotate on offense. And we were without Jai Hunley at running back. And, you got to just my hat's off to some of our kids that keep stepping up. And, we're growing from it and building depth because of it. And by the end of the year, if we can get healthy, by the end of the year, we could be a really good football team.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations, and we always following you here at 5-Star Preps and Channel 12. And I know Coach Gaddis obviously is very excited about the football program and excited about the game. His phone's blowing up over here. So, he's got a good-looking face for radio.
Hey, he didn't put any pressure on me this week at all either. None. I'm just kidding. I'm being very sarcastic. We just kept talking about all of our injuries and all of. I mean, we're not talking about little. We're not talking about like, average kids here. We're talking about like Elijah Rogers, Jai Hunley, Jaden Williams, my son Connor. He's pretty good in his own right.
Hey, Coach, how is your son? I know he broke his collarbone. Is that a 4 to 6 week, or what's the story there?
Well, he had to. It was 100% displaced and almost went through the skin, so it was a bad one. And so he had to have a plate and 6 screws put in, and we got his stitches out on Monday this week, and he's got about another at least 3 to 4 weeks he'll be out. And, Elijah Rogers' collarbone wasn't as bad as Connor's, but still, and he's got to be out 5 more weeks.
Man.
So, Jaden Williams, he is our starting free safety, and he got hurt in the jamboree the same quarter Connor did. So, I'm going to have to rethink these jamborees, right, Coach Gaddis?
Yes, please.
Hey, him to come.
Scott knows I didn't want that.
Hey, we appreciate you, Coach, and we wish you the best of luck. And we'll be pulling for you. We'll be following you. Thank you, bud.
Thank you. Joe, call me after that's over.
I will. Thanks.
See you guys.
See you, bud.
And what he's saying right there is so true. I mean, 3 of the 4 starters in the secondary didn't play tonight. They weren't dressed. I mean, Connor is a starting corner. Elijah Rogers is the other starting corner. Jaden Williams is a starting safety. So they're playing with 3 guys that don't start in the secondary.
With FBS offers, right?
Yes, against Josh Keith, who can throw the heck out of the football. I'm glad Josh Keith didn't run the ball much in this game because I don't know that anybody's going to stop that kid. I don't think they have a lot of depth at quarterback, and that's probably the reason why they don't run him much. But he's a player.
Yeah,
he ran the ball pretty good tonight when he did run.
He ran it good when he did run it. That's what I'm saying. If they'd have run him more, I'm glad they didn't. Let's put it that way. Speaking of running, though, he's right. Dozier is a force.
He is.
He's
one of those, and of course you know a lot more about football than I do. He's one of those guys, when he goes down, he is hitting the guy. The guy's not tackling him. I mean, he's always falling forward and he's always making contact, with the guy trying to tackle him.
No doubt.
Go ahead, caller, you on the air?
Wow, what a game. Queener, I almost said hi to you, but I decided to avoid you.
Good.
I was up there in the press box. But I know you didn't want to see me, so I thought I'd leave you alone.
This is your buddy. Hold on, let him get his headpiece in. We only got 2 working.
Go ahead.
Queener, this is your best friend. I was going to tap you on the shoulder. I saw you in the press box tonight when I was up there.
You didn't see me in the press box. I couldn't get up there.
Oh, well, I thought I saw you.
No, you didn't see me. No.
But what a game. I'm actually... I talked a lot of crap about Clinton, but man, in my respect, that was a good game. And I was a little worried, like Coach Gaddis said, we're just so banged up right now. I was a little worried that he would hold, but thank goodness we did. Dozier's just a tank. That's all you could say about him. There's like 3-4 guys wrapped around him. I mean, he just moves forward. He runs hard, and thankfully he's a junior, so we'll have him back next year.
Last week you didn't call, and this week you're calling in. Are you just a fair weather guy?
Yeah, he's a fair weather guy.
Well, first off, I didn't even go to the game last week. I was listening to the radio.
So Coach Gaddis is sitting here. So basically that's how you treated him, too. You just showed up when it was convenient for you.
Oh, yeah, totally. Hey, Me and David Clary love Coach Gaddis. He is the best thing that's ever happened to Oak Ridge athletics. Well, Oak Ridge football and Oak Ridge athletics overall. We love Coach Gaddis.
Weeks ago, you said Aaron Green was.
Well, time will tell. Hopefully we get a couple big wins in state if we go. But, Coach Gaddis, I want to know your thoughts about our health this year coming up. I want to ask you something. You think we'll have a majority of these starters back before Powell? Because we have an off week before Powell.
What game is the Powell game?
That's in 3 weeks.
It'll be tight.
Off week beforehand.
Yeah, that'll be tight. Connor Cummings might be back for that game. That'll going to be, it's kind of iffy with Connor will be back. Elijah Rogers won't be back that quickly. Jaden Williams, I don't think will be back that quickly. Jai Hundley should be back for sure. I think Jai will probably play next week or in 2 weeks. So we'll get Jai back. We'll get Connor back, maybe. No Elijah, no Jaden for that game.
What's Jaden's issue?
Got a. It's a different injury. Let's put it that way. He's got some type
That's
of
football coach right there.
Yeah.
I heard Coach Cummins talking about it Wednesday night. It's a different injury.
It's a different injury. It's kind of an internal type thing. But he's gonna be back. It may be 6 weeks before he's back.
Okay. So it's looking like before playoffs we'll have a good healthy team back.
Keep everybody else healthy and get those guys back. We're going to be a whole lot better than we were even tonight.
Is West and Oak Ridge in the same region?
No.
No.
No,
So
Powell.
you don't have
We're
to
in
see.
with Powell.
You're with Powell.
We'd play West, in the playoffs at some point. You know,
Yeah.
third round, fourth round, something like that.
You know, if you hear a lot of people talk about 5A football, West right now is the team that you hear a lot about. From my understanding, they manhandled Anderson County in a scrimmage. And I watched Anderson County tonight, offensive line. It's hard to believe they could be manhandled.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But, I heard that. And then, obviously, they got some talent out there. The running back special.
Yes.
So, and Coach Lamar always has good defenses.
Always.
Always. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I got a question for both of you because I know the caller, he loves T. Higgins. Was T. Higgins at the game tonight?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I ran into him Thursday night.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
I had my boys with me, and he's passing, and he actually sort of threw his hand up, and I introduced myself, and we walked away, and my 8-year-old goes, "That was T. Higgins?" And I was like, yeah. He's like, why is he not in Cincinnati? I was like, buddy, he's probably moved back here. Then I found out his dad passed away.
Yeah, unfortunately, his dad did pass away. Maybe Tuesday morning, I think.
Okay, so Tuesday morning. So then trying to explain that to him, he couldn't understand why he wasn't in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
but
he was down on the sidelines for the first half, and then I think he left at halftime.
Okay. Well, good deal. I hate to hear that about that. But, well, caller, we appreciate you calling in, and we expect you to be a little more loyal to Coach Cummins than you were Coach Gaddis.
Well, real quick, I want to give Blake Steed a shout-out. He had a season-ending injury last year, and he's been working hard with me in the gym. Not taking credit whatsoever, but we run into each other a lot at the gym. And he had a big game. He had a monster game. He filled that hole up when Josh Keith was running. And Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly and him really, they played super hard to try and contain Keith. So I just wanted to give Blake Steed a shout-out. I know Coach Gaddis remembers that season-ending injury he had, and he's worked really, really hard to get back out there.
Blake hurt himself in a camp before the season ever started last year and missed the whole year. It just about killed him.
Oh, wow.
He just was devastated over it, but he's starting this year, linebacker, doing a good job, and what a great kid he is. Brian Kelly, same way.
Good to see his return right there. Well, caller, have a good night. Thank you, bud. Coach, I got a text here, and we won't do too many texts answering questions, but I want to. One of the questions here is, what made Sean Summers so special?
I'll tell you what. Number one, he's a great talent. He was strong. He was fast. He could cut on a dime. He was a fierce competitor, and I've always thought this all the years I coached. Whenever your best player or best players are your hardest workers, you're going to be good. And that's the way Sean Summers was. I can never remember a time where he loafed in practice. And when your best player, the guy who's getting all the publicity and all the ink, is doing that, those other players just fall in line. And that's what made Sean so great. He's a great talent, but he worked hard, and he was determined to win a state championship. And, he has some good teammates, too. We had a lot of talent on that team besides Sean, but Sean was the guy.
If there was social media back then, everybody around would have known Sean Summers, wouldn't they?
Everybody would have wanted to wear number 40. Yes, yes.
Yes. Did he go on to wear 23 at UT?
I think that's what he wore. I didn't follow him as much as at UT. But
that's funny because I think I remember wearing 23 when I was a young kid.
Right.
What year did he graduate from Oak Ridge?
He graduated in 92. We won the championship in 91, and that was his senior
year.
Yeah.
I got you. Now, at that same time, going back in history, what year did Scotty Witt graduate? Was that the 90?
Scotty Witt was, I think, a senior in 92 when they went to the state championship game and lost to Gallatin after we had beaten Gallatin the year before. So I think Scotty Witt would have graduated in 93. Okay. Because I think his senior season was 92.
Okay.
He was a stud.
Pretty good too.
He was great. You know, the year they went to the championship game, they beat us 6-0 that year. Everybody talked about Scotty being so great on offense, but I think the reason we lost that game 6-0 was we broke people time and time again in the secondary. Scotty tackled them every time. Scotty never let us have a long run. He was just a great football player.
So he played defense as well that night.
Yes. I wish he hadn't, but he did.
Absolutely. And I've told this story before. I was driving through Nashville one day, and I was working down there, and Mike Keith had a call-in show talking about the greatest athletes that anybody would watch in high school. Uh-huh. And they called in. Of course, you had the Todd Helton. You had a lot of the names that you know. Right. And a guy called in and said, "Have you ever heard of Scotty Witt?" And Mike Keith says, "Believe it or not, I called games he played in high school." And he talked about him, how good he was.
Oh, he was great.
Just he was so big but so athletic.
Yes, he was.
The first time I ever got to watch him play, my grandfather took me over to watch him play Halls, and they beat Halls, and Halls had Newly Whalen, and those two guys, they stole the show.
Yeah,
it didn't matter who else was out there.
That's right.
Those two guys stole the show, and now I coach Newly's son in basketball, so it's pretty. It's a funny turnaround there, but those two guys can play football.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a quick commercial break here, and we'll regroup. Thanks for calling. The lines are open on the free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard. We will get out of here and come right back, and we'll talk a little college football a little later tonight.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard, folks. Don't adjust your TV. Coach Gaddis is on with us. We don't just have a cardboard figure over there of him, but we're glad to have him here with us tonight. Wait, who we got on the phone?
Jesse Smith.
Jesse on the phone. Hey, Jesse, go ahead.
Hey guys, I do have a cardboard cutout of Joe Gaddis in the car with me right now.
That's kind of weird, Jesse.
No, it's good to be on with you guys, and a special night out at Oak Ridge tonight, obviously, and got to see Oak Ridge win that football game, and what a classic it'll be next year. I'm sure again, there's a lot of that same talent returns, but I thought a really impressive win for Oak Ridge, given just how depleted that football team is with the injuries they have at skill positions on offense and defense.
Yeah, no question about it, Jesse. We talked earlier about how the entire secondary, except for one guy, was out, and John Lindley, running back, was out. So, we were missing four really good football players, and still managed to beat a good Clinton team.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they utilized Kelly on offense in the first half, I think, was a critical start for Oak Ridge, just to get another playmaker not named Brandon Hayward involved and get Clinton thinking about different guys and possibly opening things up for other Oak Ridge athletes. The score by Clinton there at the end of the first half was nice. Unbelievably thrown ball by Joshua Keith, right there in the back left corner of the end zone. Got a foot in, the receiver did, and gave them a little momentum going into halftime and in the second half. And I think Clinton capitalized on that, but Dozier at running back just had a night. I think 130 yards, a couple touchdowns rushing for that young man, and he's certainly going to be a name that people get to know as the season wears on and as next year comes around as well.
Absolutely, Jesse. Tell us a little bit about the area tonight and the games. And before I go into that, how many penalties were in the Oak Ridge Clinton game tonight?
I have not seen a box score on that, but you know what? Looking back through 3 weeks, as places I've been, things that I've seen on social media from other games, I don't know if officials are calling it tighter than normal, if they've really tried to crack down on certain things or make a concerted effort in the early weeks of the season to crack down on certain things, but it certainly seems that way. I've seen inordinate amount of penalties this year, not only in games that I've covered, but box scores and stat reports that we've received from other games. I'm talking about teams with 14, 15, 16 penalties thrown, and it's just I know to expect in week one for it to look like that. A lot of teams are rusty, but here we are in week 3, and that's still the case. So definitely something to monitor going forward. But I have not seen a total yet for Clinton Oak Ridge.
The Clinton Oak Ridge game always seems to be a heavily penalized game for obvious reasons. I didn't think the there were that many penalties, because I suffered through the South Doyle game where we had 21 penalties in the first game. So tonight seemed like a breeze.
Well, I was at the Fulton game tonight, and Fulton Anderson County, it didn't affect the outcome, but the flow of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure as a coach you could speak on that. But the flow of the game tonight was absolutely terrible. It's 21-7 game. Fulton has the ball to start the second quarter, and they have 7 penalties on 9 plays. And in the first quarter, they had the ball for 9 minutes. They gained 121 yards and was on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, something to think about is the official shortage that they've talked about the last couple of years. And so if there's an official shortage, that means there's probably likely some new officiating members out there this year, and those guys get graded. And I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just going a little bit over the top in the early part of the season. I don't know, but it's just, I've seen it this year. There just seems to be a spike in overall penalties thrown.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. We'll let you talk about the area of the football and who stood out tonight and all that good stuff before we start asking you some Hall of Fame Joe Gaddis questions.
I mean, it wasn't really a stunning night like Week 2 was. Week 2 was just a lot of close games, and of course our predictions were all basically on the wrong side of those in Week 2. Just there was a complete flip of the script from what we saw out of teams in Week 1, and I know there are a lot of adjustments that are made and tweaks that are made by programs, and teams get better from Week 1 to Week 2, but there was just a lot of close games a week ago, and this week I think really maybe the only really stunner I can think of was maybe just how bad Catholic got beat. I mean, they were down 42-3 at one point on the road down at Baylor, and that was their first league game this year, and so this could be a really long year for Catholic, because they still got the McCaulleys of the world to play and whatnot. So that was just one of the things that kind of caught my eye tonight. Gibbs and Carter turned out to be a fabulous game, just like it was a year ago. Those teams are pretty good rivals. They go at it when they get on the same field, and Gibbs had a big win tonight. They go to 2-1, and meanwhile Carter was kind of a stunning 0-3 start, given that they bring back a senior quarterback, multiple guys in the secondary and wide receiver core that had huge years a year ago, and here they are at 0-3 and 0-1 in reach and play. So they're going to have to answer the bell soon and figure out something in their running game that's just, there's nothing there at this point that's really complementing what they do throwing the football. So it's going to be all eyes on Carter here in the next week or two as they try to get off the schneid.
Sevier County scores surprise
in that game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if many people had Sevier County starting 3-0, given that they had to play Jefferson County, Carter, and Central all in a row. But Todd Loveday and that defense at Sevier County is shaping up to be something special, given what they've been able to do, slowing Jefferson County's offense, which just absolutely erupted tonight. Held Carter to 14 points, and then held a really good rushing Central team in check tonight. And so that's the 9th Region 2 5A win for Sevier County. They still need to develop more out of that 6'5" quarterback that they have, Christian Hoffman. I think he only threw for about 113 yards tonight, and they're having to use a lot of their linebackers to produce on the ground game. So it's not a pretty brand of football to win, but it's winning football right now for Sevier County.
Next week, what big games in the area? Is Week 4 a little more impressive than Week 3 was? I know the Week 3, outside of a couple of games, it wasn't a lot to talk about.
Outside of Alcoa and Maryville next week, it's kind of meh. I mean, there's Farragut and Oak Ridge is always a classic rivalry game, and Oak Ridge will get to host Farragut. And I know Farragut may not have a sparkling record right now, but it's a really good Farragut team with a lot of offensive firepower. They've struggled to stop the run this year, so Oak Ridge will try to attack that. There's certainly a blueprint out there right now on how to run against how to run against Farragut. But yeah, Alcoa and Maryville is just the marquee game next week. You're talking about 37 combined state championships. Alcoa with 20 of those, and so that's certainly the marquee game. But outside of that, and Farragut Oak Ridge, there's not a lot of things to write home about.
Matt, would Alcoa be favored in that football game right now?
Oh boy, Maybe Maryville is at Maryville, so maybe that gives them a slight advantage. Maryville, again, has to find a way to throw the football to receivers that aren't the running backs. And every week you look at their stat reports, and Noah Vaughn's their leading rusher and their leading receiver. And Gage Ledoux, who's the number 2 back behind Noah Vaughn, is usually the second leading receiver, and that's the case tonight. So right now they're running teams to death. They're beating teams with their big offensive line that they have. They have multiple guys on the offensive line who are going to play college football, and of course their running back is committed to Virginia. So you're going to see Maryville really try to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and pound Noah Vaughn and Gage Ledoux at Alcoa. And Alcoa is good. They got great number 1. Don't have a lot of depth this year, especially on the defensive line, having to use some of their offensive linemen and play defensive line. So it's always a case of how long can Alcoa hang on, because they just don't have the numbers depth-wise that a Maryville does. So sometimes when they get a lead in that game, they can't hang on. They seem to kind of wear down in the fourth quarter, and that's just something we'll keep an eye on. But I would say right now it's a coin flip game.
Coach Gaddis, you got anything for Jesse?
What about, I was just looking through the Coach T scoreboard, and there was actually a game I was going to ask you about, but I don't know that I remember that game now. What do you see from West?
Yeah, just a really strong defensive football team, Coach. It's one of the better defensive units that I've seen, not only this year but in the last handful of years. Is this they have a lot of size and speed in their front 7. They have a lot of experience and athleticism on the back end. Offensively, they run the football well with Braden Latham, a senior running back who's starting to get some college interest. Don't really throw the ball efficiently in the pass game, but good enough to keep teams from keying on Braden right now. But every now and then you'll see Carson Jesse, their quarterback, have a fabulous game and throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns. Right now, the pass game is probably just the weak point of that team, but certainly something that will improve as the season goes on. They're a legit contender to possibly make it to Chattanooga for the state championship in 5A, and I think a lot of people think that it's probably going to be a Powell versus West matchup again in the semifinals, but Powell has some things to answer and to get healthy before any of that happens.
Did Potts play tonight?
He did play tonight, but I think they kind of limited what he could do. As you guys know, a guy likes to scramble around and make plays on the fly and really shines when a play breaks down. And with him being injured and trying to last the rest of the season, I think they put kind of handcuffs on that, as keeping him kind of more in the pocket. And they got some of the running backs back tonight, and really kind of kept it on the ground as much as they could and protect Jordan Potts. So he was back tonight, but that wasn't the 100% normal Jordan Potts that we're used to seeing.
Powell's defense is nothing like it was last year.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Walter Nolan and what he did for that defensive front was just a game changer. I mean, nobody could really match up against that kid when he wanted to play, and when he wanted to make a play, he made a play. And then there's times where he would take plays off, but when he was focused and he wanted to do what he wanted to do, I mean, he did it. And so now you're seeing that missing, and they lost a couple other guys. A linebacker who's really good, Carson Whitehead, a defensive back, number 21, I thought was an all-state caliber player. He's not there anymore, so they're finding their way defensively and just still kind of getting gouged by the run this year.
Bishop's numbers, he put up 200-plus yards again tonight.
Yeah, we covered that game. I haven't gotten the story yet, but he made plays all night, whether it was in the run game. I know he had a fabulous touchdown catch. The refs called back a 50-yard touchdown run he had. They said holding was the issue there, but people that watched it said it might have been a phantom call. So he had another big night, was heavily involved, but just Carnes couldn't make the plays late to keep Powell at bay.
I think all's good, except Coach Gaddis is a little disappointed. You talked 5A football and didn't mention Oak Ridge there in the late playoff run.
I noticed that. I did pick up on that. Talking Powell and West, and I think we'll be right in the thick of it.
There you go.
They better get healthy in a hurry. They need Elijah Rogers to get back. It was sad to see that he broke his collarbone. He's going to be out for another month and a half or so. And of course, Coach Cummings' son broke his collarbone, and But I think Josh Hundley should be back. I think it's a pretty minor ankle injury that he's dealing with. It wouldn't surprise me to see him play next week against Farragut. But the healthier that they get and the more confident they can get throwing the football, the better that Oak Ridge team will be.
Coach is shaking his head, Jesse. You can't see him, but he's agreeing with you. So, hey, Jesse, thanks for calling in, and have a great night.
My cardboard cutout is agreeing with you, so.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
See ya. Yeah, we'll see you.
Coach, when you go to a season like that and you have so many, so much expectation, and you lose that much talent, I mean, is it just the next man up and you start coaching those kids hard and try to get them ready?
The good thing about this team is you can lose that much talent and you still got as much talent or more than most people you play. I mean, they've got guys that can play. When we get healthy, we're going to be something to contend with because we've got so much talent on this team. Got a kid named Omani Rembert who was at Robertsville. He was probably the best player at Robertsville 2 years ago. Transferred to Central. He moved to Knoxville, went to Central. We lost him his freshman year, but then he moved back. He's a stud. He's a ball player.
He's a sophomore?
He's a sophomore. And
what positions does he play?
Well, he's playing all kind of positions. He can play running back.
So he's an athlete type guy.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He can play, probably play linebacker, probably play defensive back. He can play a number of positions. But, he's a guy that he played tonight. He's played in every game. But he's a guy that is I don't know. He's a guy that's really, really athletic. I like that kid a lot.
That's awesome. All right, let's get to Coach Webb. You know Coach Webb?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
John Webb.
He was on my staff, too.
Well, really?
In the All-Star game.
Coach Webb.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. We have Coach Gaddis here with us on the set tonight. So he said you all coached some All-Star football together.
Yeah, we sure did. I had a great time last year.
Yes, we did. Good. How's it going, Coach?
Doing great, Coach.
Good to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you.
How did it go? Talk a little bit about your team and give us a rundown.
Well, we off to a decent start. Had a big hiccup last week against a very good Sweetwater team, but tonight we traveled up to Cloudland and was able to go up there, and I thought that's probably the best we've played all year long tonight. Offensively and defensively. Still got ways to go in order for us to be a really good football team, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
Now, do you have Kingston next week? Is that correct?
Yeah, sure do.
Is that at Rockwood or at Kingston?
It's at Kingston.
Okay. That's a long rivalry, correct?
Yeah, we've been playing that for quite some time now. It's always been a big one for us.
How do you all compare size-wise with Kingston and Rome County High School?
Well, in the past, we've been able to match up with them, a lot of times, generally, they're probably a little bit bigger than we are. This year, we're not near as big as what we have been in the past. Our offensive line, we're just not very big, and, they're a scrappy bunch, and, they play hard and doing things like that. So, it is what it is. It's just something we've got to go do, and we just have to overcome it some way, somehow.
So, Coach, it looks like your defense is playing pretty good. You only gave up 6 points tonight.
Yeah, and, that was on a kickoff return. We kicked one deep and just didn't cover, and the kid did a great job and ran it back on us. And, overall defensively, I thought we played well. We had some penalties and stuff, let them, keep drives going, and, just couldn't get on the field there at times. And, they were an hour-out football team. It's going to run it right at you, and not throw very much. And, they ate up a lot of clock doing that on us tonight.
Hey, Coach, is Cleveland a region game for you all?
No, it's non-region.
Okay, I didn't think it was, but most people played region games tonight. So I guess you all have, 4 teams in your region or 5?
We got 5 in our region, but we're one of we're the team that, we have to wait a few more weeks before we even play a region game. We've got 2 more weeks before we'll travel down to Monterey here in a couple of weeks. That'll be our first one during the year.
Gotcha. Coach, you got anything for me?
Coach, just good luck next week. Both of you guys, I really loved coaching with y'all that All-Star week, and that'll be, I guess I'm on her. I want to win that game because I like both of you guys a lot. But good luck to you next week, and good luck to Kingston as well.
Hey, you got anything for Coach? Hey, Coach, thanks for calling in, and safe travels back from Cloudland, and thanks for calling.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
I bet you Coach Webb don't throw the ball no more than 5 times next week. He loves running the football.
Yeah.
He loves to run the football, and he's good at it. He's been doing it so long. He's good at it.
Was it 2 years ago they were really good and they had their running back break his leg? Remember that?
Yeah.
I think that was 2 years ago. They were
And he's had some really good quarterbacks, and he could throw the ball, but he's just that wing T stuff that he runs or whatever he runs. He is just so good at it.
Those folks that run the wing T and really just believe in it, that's what they're going to do.
And he believes.
That's like Ray County. I mean,
he believes in it.
They do a heck of a job with it down there.
Yeah, and that's where he's probably got it from, that tree right there. And, it's just he'll give Kingston, Rockwood being the smaller school, will give Kingston all they want next Friday night. I've been in the middle of a few of those games, calling them on TV, and Rockwood will show up to play. Don't let nobody kid you.
So do you think the game has changed so much because of like going away from the wing T to the spread? I mean, whoever thought Dave Meskey would be running the spread?
Right.
But I mean, how are you going to grab a kid that could gravitate to Webb to play wide receiver? That's a 4-star if you're running the wing T.
Well, that's a good question.
That's probably why they changed.
It's not likely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's a big change for Dave.
That's huge.
I mean, Clark, Wormsley. I mean, they've been that wing T for a long time. Yeah. I can remember my dad, coached with Larry Kerr, and when Jack Daniels first showed up at Anderson County, they ran the wing T until Jamie Chadwell showed up. And when Jamie Chadwell showed up, they started throwing the ball a little more, and heck, they'd call a play in and Jamie change it. So obviously he knows what he's doing. He's having a pretty good, successful coaching career at Coastal Carolina. But Jamie lived down the street from us. I remember he would, he'd say, well, if Kerr don't bench me for calling my own plays, we'll be all right. So, but, I think the game's changed so much.
It's changed.
Who's Chadwell got this week? You told me earlier in the week.
Plays Army.
And you was going to get him to call in tonight.
Yeah.
He asked to get a pass. Hey?
Yeah, we talked. He said, Coach, I've got a lot going on. He said, my world's spinning. Let me call you when I get an off week. And I said, hey, no rush. So
yeah, he'll call us every now and then and talk to us. He's too good to talk to. So, Coach, you think the fast-paced offense is – I don't know. I'm not for sure if I really like it. There's something about it that's taken away from – I don't know. There's something I don't like. I don't really know what it is.
Well, the good news, it'll probably it'll cycle around. It'll get back to something you like in maybe the next 10, 15 years.
As long as David's happy.
Maybe it will, but there's just something about it I don't know. Throwing the ball 40, 50 times, that's really not that's really not football.
You got some teams doing it that you never, Nick Saban. You never would have thought Nick Saban likes to run the football, but they're throwing it now a lot more than they used to. He's kind of changed with the times.
Well, he's had to, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had to.
So is that what high school coaches are doing to keep their kids? Instead of running the wing T, having to run more of a spread offense in order to keep the kids around, to keep the flash around, in order to throw the ball.
That figures in for sure. No doubt about it.
Coach, I remember hearing Nick Saban at halftime of the national championship game. Kirby Smart went to a no huddle in the last series before half. And they were interviewing him. He said, I don't know why they just go no huddle all night. What can I do?
Right.
And, she goes, well, do you not? And he goes, no. When I can see what they're setting up in and they're not going fast pace, I can make more changes.
Right.
So I think that's one thing that Saban's bought into. Yeah. Like, okay, I'm a really good defensive coach. If I struggle with this, I know the other guy does.
Yeah.
So from a defensive-minded guy, I think it's harder to stop. It's harder to, adjust to.
Well, it is. Last night's game to me with Tennessee and look who they're playing, but 59 points didn't really, 59 points,
They still run the football a lot, though, don't they?
They do.
Tennessee,
yeah.
It's funny because the last night I noticed in the first half, they'll throw a lot, but it's like extended runs. It's just straight up the line of scrimmage and 2-on-2, It's different kind of football.
Well, I told you this today. I wasn't too impressed with Tennessee last night. Even though they put 59 points up on the ball, I didn't think offensively they played as well as they did last year. And defensively, you didn't see no pressure up front last night. Now, Ball State, maybe they didn't have to, but was there a quarterback sack from Tennessee last night? No.
They didn't sack Ball State at all?
I don't think so.
I left at halftime.
No pressure up front last night. So what does that lead down the road to? I mean, that's Ball State. What's it lead to? Florida, Georgia, Alabama, LSU? I mean, you're going to have some pressure eventually up front.
I'd say they've got those pressure packages. They just didn't.
Maybe they didn't use them last night. Right. That'd be one way to keep me on board right now.
Right.
But
did you get to watch much of the game?
No, I had a soccer game. I was at last night. When the time I got home, it was a massacre. So I watched maybe 5 minutes of it and didn't watch anymore.
Yeah. I think Tennessee's got a tough game next week. Pitt looked pretty good last night on TV with West Virginia. I mean, it was a close ball game, but Pitt looked pretty impressive last night.
Is that game at Pitt?
I believe so.
Oh, yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Tennessee game's at Pitt,
so.
yes, and the game last night was at Pitt, too, they was talking about.
And then Florida comes to Tennessee, right?
That's right. They got Akron.
Akron and Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody says Florida, this is the year for Tennessee to beat them, but how many times have you heard that? Here's what I told a guy on the radio today. Guy was wanting me to call.
I know this.
You're right, Brad.
Guy was wanting me to call in on the radio today, so I called in on the radio, and he said, pick it. And I said, well, Ron Berry used to get on me about this when Clinton Oak Ridge would play. He'd say, don't pick with your heart, pick with your brain. And I told a guy today, my heart tells me Clinton's going to beat Oak Ridge. My heart. My brain tells me Oak Ridge is going to win tonight. Okay? So how many times has Clinton thought they were going to come to Oak Ridge or thought Oak Ridge is coming to Clinton, and Clinton might have had a better football team than Oak Ridge had a couple of times, and they didn't win the game. So that's the same way with Florida. How many times is Tennessee supposed to have beat Florida, and they've not because Tennessee maybe had a better football team?
I'll say this. Clinton is better. Last year and this year, Clinton is better than they've been in years. I mean, they're a good football team. I know they hadn't played anybody really tough until they played us, but still, they're a good football team. I thought last year, to be quite honest, Clinton was more physical up front last year than this year. They might be a little more athletic this year, though, and more talented this year. And the quarterback is better than he was a year ago, and he was really good last year. Clinton has improved, I think, dramatically in recent years.
Oh, Coach Keith has done a wonderful job.
He really has.
He's rallied the community around him. Yeah. Not only that, he's got it at the school going on. So
I don't know what happened to him tonight, but I hadn't seen him in a while. But he either got a tooth knocked out tonight, or he's missing a tooth. He got a tooth knocked out at the game, I think. I don't know what happened.
I'll have to check on that in the morning.
He watches sometimes, so he might be calling or texting.
I've got a good friend that lives right across the street from him that I call every Saturday morning to talk to him about Clinton.
Now, I talked to him on the phone more than some of y'all might think, but I can't tell about his teeth on the phone.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm pretty sure he got a tooth knocked out.
He's got a tooth knocked out then. Well, football's a dangerous sport.
It is.
It is a dangerous.
He might have got hit over on the sideline.
He might have got hit on the sideline tonight, and nobody not know it. Hey, let's jump out and take another break, and we'll come back and just talk. We'll talk just a little bit about Tennessee, and then we'll get out of here. We'll be right back just in a few minutes.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roan County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. If you need to get a hold of them, folks, fmcor.org. Check them out. Don't go without going to the doctor. Go ahead, Cox.
Go ahead, caller. You on the air?
Hey, guys, how are y'all? This is Richie No.
I'm doing good. Hey, we were at the same football game tonight, and I came in and I vented a little bit about the officials of how many flags were thrown tonight. Back me up here.
There's no way there were less than 30 flags thrown, and it was bad both ways. It was the most insane amount of silliness I've ever seen. It was crazy.
I'll say this, when I left, there was 27, when I asked last, there was 27 flags thrown in the fourth quarter. So I would say we eclipsed 30 because they called 2 holds late on back-to-back runs.
It was absolutely terrible. And I've seen the guy that was working our sideline work before. He does this time and time again. I mean, middle school football, if you're going to call procedural penalties, we're going to be here all day. And he does, just to exert his presence. It was crazy. If there were 30 flags thrown, he threw 22 of them. Even his own guys were coming over to the sideline and telling me down to Freeman, holy cow, I can't believe this guy.
And I know that guy sitting on your sideline, Jason. He's a good customer of ours. He works at Walter State, basketball official, and you can even tell on one call. And Coach, you might know the rule. Richie, you know about the rule. Does the ball have to get across the line of scrimmage at high school? If even like the quarterback's going out to the right, scrambling, he gets hit as he throws it. It doesn't get to the line of scrimmage, but the ball lands about 2 yards from a kid. Is that intentional grounding?
Are you talking about the intentional grounding?
And the official came over.
What I would say about that was I felt like he was still in the pocket. Even though he was 15 yards deep, he was still in the range of the tackle-to-tackle range. So you can't just chuck it up.
And Jason was coming up pointing at the player, like, hey, this guy was in the area. And then Wyatt turned around and called the penalty, which, ultimately it's his decision. But I thought it was funny that the officials were trying to point at the receiver in the area. But I thought it did not affect the outcome, but it affected the flow of the football game so bad. It was a slow, painful football game.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was so messy. They made it messy. It wasn't messy, but they made it messy.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, that Marmar, and I know he's close to your kids and Downs' kids, but holy cow, he's electric and he's so fun to watch.
He's probably at my house right now. So yeah.
And I know you guys. I know you guys are close to him, but let me tell you, from an outsider looking in, what a fun kid to watch. Just electric.
I got a text from Coach Chadwell. I guess they watch film on Sundays. And he sent me a text late Sunday night, and he said, number one, wow. And he is. Yeah. You coached against him a little more. No, you didn't play for him last year, did you?
No, we didn't last year.
Yeah.
But
no.
But now let me ask Coach Gaddis. Can he hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
What did he think? Because I'm watching social media tonight. I watched the first half of Clinton Oak Ridge on BBB on my phone on the sideline, and then I didn't really watch the second half as much. What did he think about the spot? Because the Clinton people are going bananas, and I've not seen it, but what did he think about the spot on the fourth down?
Play was on the complete other side of the field, and honestly, I couldn't see it good enough to make a judgment on it. I mean, he was close, but I thought when he went down, of course I'm an Oak Ridge guy, but when he went down, I thought no way he made it. But then the way the Clinton fans reacted, they may have seen something I didn't see because it was on their side of the field.
And the chains were on their side of the field,
yes.
too, correct?
Yeah.
But the Clinton coaches didn't react
harshly. I didn't see them react. I honestly didn't think it was that close, but the Clinton fans were obviously upset about it.
I've seen it 3 times, and I couldn't tell you if he got it.
Yeah.
That's just being perfectly honest, and I'm a Clinton guy.
Film will know for sure whether it was even close or not.
But I tell you, for such a good rivalry, that game will go down as one of the better ones y'all have had in the last 20 years. That was a good ball game.
We had a good game with them last year, but this was a better atmosphere than last year. Last year they were up on us, and we came back and beat them in the second half. But this game was really a good football game, and the crowd was just unbelievable.
What he's saying is last year was all coaching.
Joshua Keith.
Maybe in the first half.
Sorry about that, Richie. What'd you say, buddy?
I said I'm kind of partial because I know Joshua Keith, and he's such a great young man. But I thought that ball he threw at the end of the first half, we were watching it, and at first glance we thought it was out of bounds. BBB was all over it with their camera work, and he was so in bounds, but it was such a great throw and such a good drive. I mean, what a good ball game they had. How cool was that?
Coach, speak about, Richie probably didn't get to you. Talk about the Keith kid earlier. You said he was glad he didn't run so much tonight.
Oh, honestly, I am. I mean, from an Oak Ridge perspective, I'm glad Joshua Keith did not run the ball very often. Because I don't think anybody has many answers for him when he runs the football. And I said this to somebody, this would scare the life out of me. If they had scored and the score had been 20-21 and they had gone for 2, the play I would run with Josh Keith would be snap the ball and let him ad-lib. He's going to score. Don't even call a play. Just snap the ball to him, have the receivers run routes, and let him go. Because we had a hard time stopping him when he did that.
Coach Gaddis, I appreciate you saying that because I texted his daddy earlier and said 3 has to run the ball more.
Well, I mean, and I don't know. I think it's a depth issue. I don't know what they've got behind him. He may be a very young, inexperienced guy, but the more Joshua Keith can touch the football and keep it with design runs and stuff, Clinton is going to be that much better. That guy is really something.
I totally get that. All right, boys, before I get off here, I want to shout out to Nick Moog. Holy cow. He had some man runs tonight that got called back by some, sketchy officiating, but holy cow.
How many yards did he rush for? Did he rush for 120, 130?
I'm easily 120, 130. Yeah. He didn't sub out a lot, I mean, he ran like a man at times. I mean, it was.
Did a good job, too.
Impressive. Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. It was funny. At half, I came back in, and they said, how do you think the second half's going to go? I said, well, if Anderson County runs the ball every single play, they'll blow us out.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, and me and Downs were talking on the sideline, and, Dave's such a good play caller. You could never question him, but I said, man, keep it on the ground. Pound this thing in, Pound this thing in.
For the run game.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for all you do. It was a great game that me and Downs watched on the sideline in the first half tonight. And it was good stuff. So thank you, guys.
And Richie, get your son well.
Yeah, we hope.
Yes, sir. See you, bud.
He's still hurt.
He is.
Still out. He play any tonight?
No, he didn't dress out.
Didn't even dress out tonight?
Yeah. So I got a text. I have no clue who this is. I'll go back and try to figure it out. It says, with you all talking Anderson County and Oak Ridge football and Clinton football tonight, what's the chances of Anderson County and Oak Ridge playing each other in the near future? Great Gate. Possibility?
I would think anything's possible, yeah. I mean, that could happen.
Is that start again next year? This is the second-year contract?
This is the second year of a 2-year contract, yes. So everything will start next year.
So what's non-district games look like for Oak Ridge right now? Is that Donovan's Bennett?
Right now, it would be Farragut. Dobbins Bennett. Let's see. Bearden was obviously one. And seemed like we might have one later in the year.
You got Greenville?
Greenville, that's the other one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Oak Ridge is always going to play Dobbins Bennett.
I like playing them. That's not so much my call anymore, but I don't know if Scott will want to continue playing them.
And you've always played Farragut.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you got to play Farragut. But, and I like playing Dobbins Bennett.
Well, that's an easy trip to Farragut. They're going to travel well. You're going to travel well. Both of you, good schools, good history. So that one makes sense. So maybe the option of a Greenville or a Bearden not being on the schedule moving forward.
Yeah, Bearden's close. Greenville's that's a different trip. I don't mind going to Dobbins Bennett. Every other year. We kind of had to play Greenville just because we couldn't find anybody to play.
Yeah, and the weeks that all's got to match up.
Right, and they're gonna reclassify. After this season, and who knows where we're going to be, what region we're going to be in, what classification we're going to be in.
Are they going to reclassify? Because I thought they were leaving it the same.
I thought we were going to reclassify. Yeah.
Right. So the one thing they did say about classification that you're thinking of is they talked, last week about making basketball back to 3, and they're going to keep it the same at 4.
Right, now that didn't change.
Yeah, that did not change. Right. That's what's probably you're thinking about.
That's what I'm thinking about?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But because of the privates and the public's attendance and the records being so crazy from the COVID years, they did a 2-year deal, and that they're going to relook at everything and then go from there. I mean, I don't know if your all's basketball is affected, but with me coaching with Jody, I mean, we play our region tournament last year in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And luckily, us and South Doyle both won, so we didn't have to go play the region championship in Chattanooga. We got to play it here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're talking about just odd. And we played a 6 o'clock game at East Hamilton against Red Bank.
Yeah.
And Red Bank's probably 45 minutes, and there was about 25 people in the gym, till about midway through the first quarter because nobody get there.
Right.
Chattanooga traffic and everything else. It was
it's bad.
It's bad. So I don't know. I'm a basketball coach, and it just seems watered down.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you're having to go all the way to Chattanooga to play a region,
doesn't sound right.
I don't know if our state's big enough for
that.
Yeah, it is strange. So, yeah. But so next week's Farragut.
Farragut.
We've always played Farragut.
Yep.
Sure, a lot of respect for Coach Courtney.
Oh, absolutely. Great guy, great coach, great program. I'm sure it'll be a good game.
It should be a good football game.
Yeah.
Like Jesse said, they're probably the best 1 and 2 team around.
I think didn't they beat Beach?
They did,
and they lost to Maryville, but not by a lot.
41-21 was the last score that I got to see.
It's always good on offense. They always have a good quarterback. They always have a good receiver. They always have a good big lineman. Yeah. It's going to be I'm sure it'll be a good game.
It should be. It should be. So, David?
Coach, we appreciate you coming tonight, man. You're welcome to come any Friday night you want to come, man.
Enjoyed it.
Door swings both ways. Right. Come on in. You want to come on.
All right, appreciate it.
Got anything you want us to talk about, we'll talk about them. We appreciate you being here tonight. And I wish I could have been on the winning side. It's another year, so right. I've got used to it now.
He was always ready to get on that bus to Cookville, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he would never take me, man. He would never take me. Maybe if he'd have took me the year they went, they might have won.
Coach Cummins,
thought about that.
Coach Cummins don't know how this works. He couldn't figure out why he went down here.
Right.
But, yeah, he's paid his dues, man. He got the seat now. Coach Cummins didn't realize how much grief you passed on to Coach.
I didn't give him a lot of grief, man. Just a lot of respect. I like Coach Gaddis a lot. I really do. So
I'll be back. I'll come back.
Well, good. We're glad you. Like I said, you can come back anytime you want to come back. Okay. Any Friday night, the invitation's open. You don't even have to be invited. Just come on by and we'll drag a chair up for you and pull it out. Because
appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming by tonight and the knowledge that you've got for the game. And I heard today somebody was talking about you on the radio. Was talking about who was the coach at Alcoa, went to Chattanooga Way. What's his name?
Rankin. Coach
Rankin.
Yeah, Rankin.
You're right behind him in wins. Is that true? You're number 2?
I don't.
That's what they said anyway. I don't know that, but that's what they were talking about. Rankin was number 1 in wins, and you're
Gary's definitely number 1,
and you're number 2.
That may be. I don't even know.
Well, you had a good career, right? That's all that matters.
I enjoyed it for sure.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, Coach, one question.
Yeah.
You were at Henry. How long were you at Henry County?
6 years.
6 years. Had that program been down the whole time, or did you turn it around and get it back?
Henry County had been up in the late 80s, early 90s, and then the years before I got there, they were something like, I think they were 6-24 the 3 years before I got there. So it was down, and we got it going and turned around.
Played for state championship down there?
We played. The first year I was there, we were 2-8. The second year we were 7-4, and then we went to the semis 3 years in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. And
ever since you've been gone, Henry County's had a pretty good football team.
Yes, they have. They won a couple state championships.
Yes.
Okay, that's
right. Okay.
There you go.
All right, we appreciate everybody calling tonight. Coach, we appreciate you here. Cox, see you next week. And don't know if Coach Gaddis going to come or not. If he wants to come, he can. He's more than welcome to. But we'll be right back here next Friday night on the free medical clinic, Friday night scoreboard. We'll see you next Friday. Don't forget the games, Kingston and Rockwood, and it's at Kingston. It'll be a barn burner. Get out and see it. It's a great game. We'll see you next Friday.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is it's safer than being tackled by a Tennessee Titan. Give it a shot. Find a free vaccine appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Hi, Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston.
We are the Oak Ridge High School cheerleaders here at ORUD warming up for tonight's big game. We are Oak Ridge. We are Oak Ridge. We are Oak Ridge. We are Oak Ridge.
ORUD has exciting new appliance incentives to offer your family. Buy appliances and get rewarded. It's as simple as that. Learn more about how much you can save at ORUD.org.
You can save over $1,000 on your annual utility bills when you make the switch to natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying.
ORUD is your one-stop shop. We sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add to your bill with our 0% interest financing.
You can make the game-winning play by switching to natural gas this football season. ORUD is your affordable energy choice.
Let's go!
Let's go!
And Clinton won 5 out of the first 6 matchups, which skewed things a little bit. In 1970, the schools scheduled each other for an annual matchup, and it's happened every year since. Let's look at it from that standpoint. The Dragons got 2 wins in the early 70s, around the time the world was finding out about David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. In 1986, the year of the Chernobyl incident, Clinton prevailed again. It was 1992 before Oak Ridge would lose another game in the series. The same year, Marissa Tomei won Best Supporting Actress for her role in My Cousin Vinny. 1997 saw another Clinton win as head coach Jim Gallagher got his second win against legendary Joe Gaddis. The turn of the millennium was rough on the team in orange and black as Oak Ridge would go on to win by an average of 34 points until 2008, when Clinton would end a streak of 9 straight losses and start one of their own, winning again in 2009, 16-14. So here's the problem now. Clinton didn't win one in the 2010 decade, and the Wildcats have reeled off 11 straight victories. The law of averages tells us that the rent is due, and Clinton has a good chance this season as it's had in several. Can they pull it off? We'll find out shortly on the OEB Law Game of the Week. Day or night, 24/7, someone will be there to answer and give you a free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit the website full of helpful information, reckontoacheck.com. That's OEB Law. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by the man I met on the streets of Liberty, Coach James Hoot Gibson, for our Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show. With over 5 years of experience and $20 million in sales, serving the Scott, Morgan, Cumberland, Loudoun, Knox, Meigs, and Morgan County areas. Give her a call at 423-334-0070 or the other number on the screen there, 423-619-6748. We're at beautiful, historic Blankenship Field, where tonight Oak Ridge hosts Clinton. The Dragons won 6 games last season, the most it's had since 2014. On the other hand, Oak Ridge won just 3 games, the least it's had since all the way back in 1946. This kind of looks like a 1-10 kind of year for the Dragons, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a different Clinton football team than we have seen in years past, and this could be the year the Dragons have enough depth to upset the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
We're getting closer to kickoff, and we'll preview this game coming up, as well as look at what else is happening around the viewing area when we get back. You are tuned in to the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense. Call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
When we moved to Tennessee last year, found out he had terminal cancer. And just hearing that, this was supposed to be his lifelong home. It was like they were family when they came up. The respect that you can't fathom, the respect that somebody shown to your family member. When they had left, we turned around and looked, and my dad had passed away in his chair. They had his blankets folded up so nice, and they put a red rose on his chair. Just the afterthought of something like that was nothing we could have ever experienced anyplace else.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
We are the Clinton High School cheerleaders here at ORUD, warming up for tonight's big game. Ready? G-O! Go! Dragons go! G-O! Go! Dragons go! G-O! Go! Dragons go! Go Dragons! ORUD has exciting new appliance incentives to offer your family. Buy appliances and get rewarded. It's as simple as that. Learn more about how much you can save at ORUD.org. You can save over $1,000 on your annual utility bills when you make the switch to natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying. Natural gas is affordable, reliable, and safe. We are proud to offer our customers a product that saves money, provides consistent service, and is a clean energy source. ORUD ORUD is your one-stop shop. We sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add to your bill with our 0% interest financing.
You can make the game-winning play by switching to natural gas this football season. ORUD is your affordable energy choice. Let's go, Tigers!
When should you get tested for COVID-19? You have symptoms of COVID-19, such as runny nose, congestion, sore throat, fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, headache, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Current testing recommendations say everyone should get tested immediately if they have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, be sure to follow recommendations about how long to stay home and away from others. For more information, visit our If You Are Sick or Test Positive webpage.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Welcome back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by James Gibson. We are at Blankenship Field, where Clinton is in town to take on the Wildcats tonight. And our pregame show is brought to you by Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties. With over 5 years of experience and $20 million in sales, give her a call, 619-6748. Or also, you can give her a call on her other number as well. I didn't write that one down, though. So call, actually, 619-6748. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to, this is kind of, there's the other number, 423-334-0070. I was expecting it to be on the screen, so I didn't write it down. So this is really interesting, the Oak Ridge-Clinton rivalry here, because you look at these stands, it's packed, and people are parking like a half mile away to get here. And when we sell this game, the sponsors also kind of get in on the rivalry a little bit. And I'll give you an example. Clinton Mayor Scott Burton is a sponsor of tonight's game. And Scott Burton says, "Go Dragons." Okay. All right. I hear you, Scott Burton, saying go Dragons. All right. But then County Commissioner Saber Beauchamp says, "Roll Wildcats, roll." So even our sponsors can kind of get in on it a little bit there. So, and you'll be hearing from those a little bit later tonight as well. But moving on, there were some surprising results last week, including Anderson County knocking off Science Hill. It wasn't that the Mavericks won that game, it was how. A week after blowing out defending 5A champ Powell 48-14, Tim Elrod's favorite team traveled to the house that Spurrier built and knocked off 6A Science Hill 48-6. You don't want to get too excited just yet, but early on, AC looks like a certain title contender.
Yeah, I'll go a step further. I think they are the front runner to win the state championship at this point. They are clicking in all cylinders and are going to be hard to beat. So I'm excited to see what the season looks for them moving forward.
Yeah, they're very fun to watch. This is Davey Gillum's squad tonight that makes the trip to Fulton to take on the Falcons in a region matchup. Another surprise came out of West as the Rebels not only defeated Farragut, which some probably would have labeled as an upset, they won soundly 40-21. How good is West?
Listen, West never punted against Farragut, and Farragut's a good football squad. And West running back Latham ran for over almost 200 yards in the third quarter alone.
Wow.
Come on, that's a very talented West squad, and it's going to be exciting to see what they do.
5A is loaded.
It is loaded.
So West has a road battle tonight with Halls. And moving on, we've mentioned how Rockwood may have its best team in years. And the Tigers had a litmus test kind of game last week against Sweetwater. The Wildcats put it on John Webb's program 35-0. Is Sweetwater that good, or did Rockwood not live up to the expectations in week 2?
Well, I believe some of the Rockwood faithful would even agree with this, that Rockwood laid a big egg. Didn't live up to their expectations. They have more talent and better coaching to get blown out 35-0 against a pretty good Sweetwater team. Rockwood will bounce back tonight as they take on Cloudland, and I think they'll turn it around pretty quickly here.
And they're on the road for that one, so they're going up Roan Mountain. We made that trip last year. That is a long
trip now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And, we should know a lot more tonight or after tonight about Sweetwater as well, because the Wildcats are taking on Loudon So, and we know Loudon is
tough.
Yeah, pretty good. So, I tell you what, looking at the clock now, it says we're 17 minutes from kickoff. So we're going to go ahead and get into the break. When we get back, tell you a little bit more about what's going on in the area, and then we're going to preview this one coming up for you on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
When your champions are always on the go, make sure their journey is safe and reliable. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can drive you to the next level of performance in this new 2022 F-150 4x4 $39,990. 2022 Explorer XLT 4-wheel drive $51,245. 2022 F-150 4x4 Super Crew $62,240. Local you trust, performance you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership. I-75 exit 122 or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Really? Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well,
and if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
And welcome back to your OAB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, James Gibson with you. And you are tuned in to our pregame show brought to you by Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties. Over 5 years of experience, $20 million in sales. She can do it for you. Personal friend of both of ours. She does a good job. Very responsible person that we've known for a long time. Full of integrity.
There's nobody safer out there, guys. If you are in the market to buy a new home or to sell your current home, give Elaine Walden a call. She can help you out, and she will handle everything appropriately. And you can't speak higher of Elaine Walden.
Yep. 619-6748 is her phone number, or also 334-0070. You know, Oakdale came out firing this season, putting up 60 points in the first 2 weeks, and that's in both games. You understand, a high school football game is 60 minutes of game clock, which means Oakdale scored about 1 point for every single minute that's gone by. That's impressive. The competition's not been the best, but doing that against any school in the same classification is pretty impressive. How about Coach Voiles and the Eagles?
Yeah, we've talked about Coach Voiles and company for years. His staff has done an amazing job during their time there, and he puts a very fun product on the field, and it's rejuvenated the kids in the hallways in that school that usually has about 10 kids.
And let's now join our national anthem. National anthem, of course, by the Oak Ridge High School Marching Band. We were talking about Oakdale. The competition's going to get a little bit stiffer tonight as the region slate gets started with Midway in town, and we'll want to keep an eye on that one. I want to talk about a tale of 2 weeks. My goodness. Coalfield scraped by Wartburg in week 1, 14-6. Week 2, we thought Scott High might be able to give the Yellow Jackets some fits, and a lot of us thought that, Wartburg would be able to get a win against the Harriman team coming off of a 51-0 loss to Kingston. Wrong on both counts. Not only did Coalfield defeat the 4A Highlanders, they did it going away 55-13. Not only did Wartburg not beat Harriman, the Bulldogs were never even in the 47-12 game. So if you're wondering how all this ties together, it's that Coalfield has a home game tonight against the Blue Devils. Scoreboard watchers will look at that and think, Harriman's going to easily take care of business tonight, but we know it doesn't work like that. So how do you see this one playing out?
This should be a pretty good game to watch, and I'm expecting Coalfield to Harriman to hang pretty tight early on in the first half, and then I'm expecting the Coalfield to really explode in that second half. I'm predicting Coalfield pretty big.
And if you're wondering, Wartburg's on the road at Oneida tonight, so they'll have their first region game of the season. The AP polls came out, and so we've got a copy of those for each classification, so let's take a look at those real quick. So we'll have our 1A first. McKenzie up top, Fayetteville, Mace, Dresden, Peabody, South Pittsburgh, McEwen. But you got to go all the way down to number 10, see Coalfield there before you get really a team in this area.
Yeah, and I'm expecting Coalfield to slowly be creeping up that list.
Yep. Clay County getting one first place vote. How about that? And 2A, Hampton got 12 first place votes. They look like
Hampton's the real deal this year.
Yeah, and you see Meigs County down there at 7. They are a typical 2A powerhouse. But, Hampton able to play for a state championship and win one last season, so they're getting the respect that they deserve. In 3A, you've got Alcoa. Alcoa would get the 3A in the entire state if you just throw all the classifications in there. I think this season, they play Maryville every year, and Maryville normally wins that game, but I don't know. I think this year Alcoa probably gets them.
It's going to be close regardless. It's always a fun matchup, a great atmosphere, kind of like this atmosphere here tonight.
Now, there you got Loudon and Kingston there as well. And 4A, you got Anderson County sitting there right behind Greenville. Anderson County getting 2 of those first-place votes, so people know the Mavericks are something to be scared of.
They better be paying attention to the Anderson County Mavericks because they are coming.
In 5A, you got Page, which is who Powell knocked off in the state championship last year. And, of course, with Powell getting their slow start, they're not even in that top 10 right now. Of course, when they get Jordan Potts back, a lot of that's going to change. But then look at Knox West, that team we were talking about a little bit earlier, right there at number 2. So they're making quite the impression. And look at Oak Ridge hanging in there at number 9.
Yeah, Oak Ridge has a lot of talent. If they can keep that talent on the field, they could have a really good season here.
Speaking of Maryville, right there at number 2, it's odd seeing them at number 2, but Oakland has had their number the last couple of years.
Loaded roster.
Yeah.
I mean, every year Oakland is putting out, 3 to 4 Division I prospects, so it's hard to compete with that.
All right, so those are the 6A polls. We've let you know what's going on around the area. We're going to take another break. When we get back, we're going to preview this Oak Ridge-Clinton rivalry and finish out your Elaine Walden pregame show on the OAB Wall Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board works hard to ensure reliable electric power is delivered to our service area. Recurring tree trimming and maintenance is essential to preventing unplanned outages caused by falling trees. HUB crews are constantly at work during the peak growing season and respond rapidly to storm damage. As partners in our community, we urge customers to be aware of the importance of electric line right-of-way management. Find out more about current right-of-way policies at our website, hub-tn.com.
When we moved to
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys, Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Hi, I'm Holly Warlick, and I'm here with Kathy Mae Martin. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, rest assured, if you go with Kathy, you'll be with the winning team. Kathy ranks in the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents nationwide. Her commitment to excellence and her nearly 30 years of knowledge and experience is sure to give you the competitive edge.
Let me and my team assist you with all your real estate goals.
Welcome back to your OAB Law Game of the Week as we finish out the Elaine Walden pregame show. Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties, serving the Morgan, Scott, Cumberland, Loudon, Knox, and Meigs County areas. Give a call to 619-6748 or 334-0070. The time is nigh. Let's talk about this rivalry between Oak Ridge and Clinton. The last time Clinton was able to get a win in its series with Oak Ridge, the Wildcats were breaking in a new coach, Scott Blade. Blade was fresh off of a successful run in Hillsboro, and Oak Ridge was coming off of a 4-6 season. Guess what's happening in the year of our Lord, 2022? Oak Ridge is coming off of a 3-8 season and breaking in a state champion winning coach in Scott Cummings. That's interesting enough, right? Well, Clinton was coming off of a 6-win campaign back in 2008. When they got that win in 2009, or in 2007 when they got the win in 2008, breaking a streak of 9 straight losing seasons. What about this year? The Dragons are coming off of 6 wins in 2021, breaking a streak of 7 straight losing seasons. Teams that are used to losing a lot in rivalries tend to say, this is our year every single year, when clearly it's not. But come on, you have to admit that this looks like the year of the Dragon, right?
This is the best chance for Clinton to upset Oak Ridge in many years. Hammers. Coach Keith at Clinton is built different, okay, and has really changed the culture there at Clinton, and I'm expecting to see some exciting football here tonight.
Last week in a loss at Bearden, Oak Ridge lost one of its best all-around players in Elijah Rogers to injury. It's also worth noting that the Wildcats were without star Brandon Hayward, who was suspended following an ejection from week 1. He's back tonight, so maybe it's not fair to judge Oak Ridge just yet. What do you think?
Oak Ridge, their best football is ahead of them. They have got to work on their discipline issues, but just watch how much better they get each week underneath Scott Cummings.
Coach Durrell, Keith's son Joshua has been great for his team this season at the quarterback position. He's 24 of 31 with over 500 yards, 7 touchdowns, and only 1 interception, which makes Clinton balanced offensively with the nice 1-2 punch of Reese King and Juwan Goins, who have combined for over 300 yards and 7 touchdowns. Clinton's schedule hasn't been as difficult as Oak Ridge's, but the Dragons have done exactly what they should do against the competition.
This is a confident squad right here, guys. This is the elite high school football in this area, one of the best rival games in all of East Tennessee, so don't go anywhere.
And there are the Wildcats dressed in their all-maroon jerseys with white numerals running out, and they are going through the tunnel formed by the band. Clinton about to run out as well. The coin toss has already happened, so I get to do the thing that I do every single week, and I get to say, hey, Coach Gibson, what are the keys for both the teams tonight?
Clinton has to take the fight to Oak Ridge. Be aggressive, take chances. Oak Ridge has got to play a clean ball game, limited penalties, and must win in the kicking game.
So we alluded to Clinton has not won in this series since 2009, and so that is 12 straight wins for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. I think earlier I said 11, and someone said, hey, you need to check your math. That's not right. And sure enough, yeah, I checked my math. It's not right. But we got that now. So that has been our Lane Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show as we get set for this kickoff. And, man, the OEB Law Game of the Week is bringing you something excellent week in and week out.
What an atmosphere here tonight with the student sections decked out in construction gear. What a crowd.
Now, the clouds did drip some sweat on us a little bit earlier. I'm not going to call it what it is because I learned not to do that because Brad Jones will slap you. So I want to ask you about like the turf field. How does it do with the precipitation?
Any, condensation that is on that field is going to cause a problem. It's rubber. But that being said, it is way better than an old school grass field. So that these things drain so quickly now that, basically it could be pouring down and the field conditions are pretty fair.
Clinton won the toss. They elect to receive this kickoff to start the game. Does that surprise you any?
No, it don't. They're aggressive. They know that we haven't won this ball game in 12 games. So I'm expecting a very aggressive approach out of the Clinton coaching staff.
Your kickoff tonight sponsored by Oak Ridge Mayor Warren Gooch says, go Wildcats. As we get set to get this one underway, here is Brennan Pearson. Kicks this one deep into the end zone, and Clinton will take the touchback and will start this drive with a Hammers 1st and 10 at the Dragon 20-yard line. I tell you what, it's not every week that we get an atmosphere like this. We get lucky. We get to do a lot of really good games, but I'm juiced up. I'm ready to run through a wall.
Former Tennessee great Robert Ayers is leading this defense for the Oak Ridge Wildcats of this 2022 football season. Already making a major impact on this squad. Excited to see what type of formations he comes out with here defensively.
So there we get our first look at Joshua Keith, the coach's son. Lined up behind him in the pistol set is Reese King. 3 wideouts to Keith's right, 1 to the left. Man in motion now. That's Tegan Bollinger. Keith back to pass, out of the backfield, hits King. King looks for running room. Instead, he's tackled for a 2-yard loss, which will bring up 2nd and 12.
Great job by the Oak Ridge corner, defeating the block, getting upfield, and making a good secure tackle for a limited gain.
Yeah, you look on this Chuck Fleischman replay. Clinton sent a man in motion, an extra blocker.
Actually, pretty good loss.
Oak Ridge read it very well.
Great job by the cornerback.
Pistol set again for Clinton. Now 2 wideouts either side. Keith, handoff. This time goes up the middle, and Oak Ridge is there to stop it.
Nothing doing.
And that's King again, losing yardage again.
So far, that Oak Ridge defensive line is getting hands on that offensive line, getting some separation and flying to the football. Clinton has lost the last few possessions in the offensive lines.
So ball spotted at the 14-yard line. You see Coach Cummings there. Back to pass. Here is Keith. Keith in trouble. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to take off and run. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and he's brought down after a pickup of 4, but that will bring up 4th and 12, and Oak Ridge's defense comes out and gets a 3-and-out.
Very disciplined look out of that Oak Ridge defense this time. You see on the play, just nothing doing for the quarterback of Clinton. Too much pressure going on. Offensive line is going to have to hold on to their man a little bit longer, give him some time. Oak Ridge is playing fast.
Into punt for Clinton is Blaine Collins. Couple back deep to receive for Oak Ridge. This is a spinning missile taken at the 46-yard line. And for Oak Ridge, getting up the field quickly is Brandon Hayward, but there's a flag on the play. The flag will sit on the far 34-yard hash mark. And with the tackle, Damon Marable. We'll see what this flag is. And that's a hold. And that'll spot the ball all the way back to the 45-yard line. Still really good field position for Oak Ridge, but you see this return by Hayward here, and that's exactly why they missed him last week against Bearden.
Yeah, he's one of the best prospects in the country. So, I mean, he's holding offers from multiple universities. I mean, he's elite. So this Oak Ridge offensive line looks like coming out.
Hayward also just a junior. So here's our first look at Peyton Sharp, quarterback for Oak Ridge. First play is a handoff going to DeJovis Dozier, and Dozier gets ahead, maybe a pickup of 3 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Clinton's Marable in on the tackle. Oak Ridge offensive line wasn't able to get to that second level. Oak Ridge running back picking up what he can.
And actually, I gave him 3. He got close to 5. So that'll bring up 2nd and 5. And Dozier again in the backfield for quarterback Sharp. Brian Kelly lined up at an H-back position. Handoff goes to Dozier again. Dozier slips. So there's the cloud sweat we were talking about. You said that it gets on that field and it's going to cause a little bit of issue.
Yeah, absolutely. But big old Rhett Severs, number 73, the nose guard for Clinton, absolutely bulges in there and causes havoc. That's hard to do when you're running back. You run in there and your defensive line is getting pushed back. Really can drive you backwards.
A loss of 2 on the play brings up 3rd and 7. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Sharp in the shotgun. Hard count. Nobody jumps. Clinton sitting in a... Oh, actually, we've got a timeout. And it's going to be Clinton taking the timeout, so they want to make sure that they get the right play called for this 3rd down. Our timeouts tonight sponsored by Patterson's Appliances. And while you wait on this commercial break, go to pattersonsappliances.com to shop online for quality home appliances today.
Football is back. And OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacle blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law, 865-546-1111, and turn your wreck into a check.
Welcome back to your OAB Law Game of the Week. As Clinton comes out of the timeout, I guess they didn't like what they saw. So they want to make sure they got the right defense in for this 3rd and 7. And this time, Oak Ridge going to line up in a pistol itself. In the backfield is Dozier. Here's Sharp. His first pass is complete right up the seam, all the way down to the 20-yard line. Making that catch is Brian Kelly.
Lined up in the tight end position there and just snuck behind the linebackers. Good, easy pass by the quarterback for a big first down.
So, yeah, Kelly, we've seen him in the backfield playing like an H-back, but that time lined up at the tight end position. Went straight up the seam. He was wide open. And now Oak Ridge has a Hammers 1st and 10 at the Dragon 20-yard line. Sharp sends a man in motion. And we've got flags down. I'm guessing the Wildcats weren't set. False start, Oak Ridge. That'll cost them 5 yards and bring up a Hammers 1st and 15. 8:10 left to go in the first quarter. Teams are scoreless, but Oak Ridge threatening. And here's the previous play. Just look, Sharp looked sharp up the middle.
Easy play, a good play call to build the confidence of your quarterback. Worked out for a big first down.
Sharp has 2 wideouts to the left. Now he's going to send one in motion, and handoff goes to Dozier. Dozier caught from behind and dropped after a pickup of 2 or 3.
Chase Glandon in on the tackle for the Clinton Dragons at that defensive end position.
Yeah, look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Comes straight through the line.
Beat his offensive tackle inside, and you can't have that happen if you're an offensive lineman. It causes what just happened.
So now 2nd and 12 for Oak Ridge after a pickup of 3 on that last play. Here's Sharp, fakes the handoff straight up the seam again to Kelly. Kelly makes the guy miss, going to the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. And that is brought to you tonight by State Representative John Reagan. Says best of luck this season to the Dragons and the Wildcats. And he is sponsoring tonight's touchdowns, and his first mention comes a la Oak Ridge.
They ran the same play earlier for a big first down, went right back to it, just to the opposite side of the field, floated the ball to him. He does the work.
Yeah, so they're seeing something.
They're attacking the middle of that defense.
David Wilson on now to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So now Oak Ridge leads this one with 7:31 left to go in the first quarter. It's Wildcats 7, Dragons 0 on your OAB Law Game of the Week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
What's up?
Back to your OAB Law Game of the Week, and who better to talk about the OAB Law Game of the Week than Mr. OEB himself. That is Tim Elrod as we get set for Oak Ridge's second kickoff of the night, brought to you by Mayor Warren Gooch, saying, "Go Wildcats."
Well, it's great to be here. It's another OAB Law Game of the Week. We've got Oak Ridge and Clinton. A long rivalry, judged, I guess, for Clinton in terms of wins per decade. But Oak Ridge has showed up here tonight, and Clinton showed up too. What a great atmosphere, you know. You've got a lot of fans in the stands, you know. You got great conditions, so we're just in for a great night of football.
Here's the kickoff. It goes deep and into the end zone, and that will be a touchback. And Clinton will start this drive with the Hammers 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, just like they did before. Now, you've been up here watching with us. You've just not been on the air with us. So you know that Clinton came out. They received the kickoff. They chose to receive the kickoff. And they went 3 and out and punted it away. And then you see on your screen right there, Oak Ridge drove straight down the field and scored on them. So now Clinton's got to try to respond here.
Well, and I think they can. I mean, listen, Clinton is no slouch here. They've got talent on that team. and they just have to calm their nerves. I'm sure there's a lot of psychological things that go into this game. But they've got a good quarterback, and right there's just another example of just nerves.
Yeah.
It's just nerves. Let them get those jitters out. Let them get their sea legs under them. I mean, they've got a great line. If you look at their linemen, just from my eye, they're bigger than Oak Ridge's. So that should bode well for Clinton in the long run. But, a rivalry game is just that.
This is my third time covering Clinton and Oak Ridge, and both the first times that I covered them, Clinton got off to a really fast start, and Oak Ridge dominated in the second half, which allowed them to come back and win the game. So far, it's Oak Ridge getting out to the start, and I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I think, time is a flat circle. Maybe this means that Clinton is going to be the one that comes out in the second half, or calmed down.
I don't know about that. You have Oak Ridge at home. You've got what was that? A cut block? What is that?
Yeah,
cut block. Well, there you have it.
That's a big penalty.
That's going to hurt. That's going to put them in the hole. But again, I don't think, especially this early in the game, Clinton has been playing with their backs to the wall. But there's a lot of fight in that team. They came to play, so if they can just get over the jitters, maybe, like you said, they can start to gain some momentum. But it's going to be difficult to do this deep on their side of the field.
So after the 10-yard penalty,
open field tackle right there.
Yeah, Damon Marable receiving that pass out of the backfield,
and that was that screen play they used. I think the first play of the game or something. They hit that screen over there, and it was the same open field tackle. So.
Wow. So we just got a message.
Bozeman, Montana. Sending a shout out. Bring it. Bring it. East Tennessee football. There's no better, and you know it.
I love it.
I don't even know what's in Montana.
Here's Joshua Keith. He rumbles ahead, gets up to the 24-yard line, so he picks up 11 yards, but that's going to be 6 yards short of the first down, and the punt team's going to have to come out again for Clinton.
That was good situational awareness there on Keith's part. He knew the play was covered, so he just automatically took it and run. Got what he can, got his punter some room, and